right. I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm sure gonna try to do it. How's everybody doing? Welcome to what should hopefully be, I feel like I'm maybe a little bit cocky in expressing that this might be the full race. I'm most likely gonna have to edit the title of this stream after it's done, but welcome here to what I'm gonna attempt to do, the full 1989 Indianapolis 500, the simulation. It was Papyrus's, or Dave Kemmer really, his first game. So we're going to attempt to do the race. Now, this has been tried. I put this in the description, but I got this idea not on my own, but this was first tried by Ted Meat, and I believe he got about 16 laps in and smacked the turn 4 wall. Very easy to do, and I'll explain that in a minute. And then, Niels Heusinkveld tried it, and he got much further. I think he got into the lap 30s. He tried a few attempts. Clearly had done a lot of good practice and stuff, but just a bad turn and an AI, I think, wrecked across the track he hit, which is also easy to do. So this one should be should be pretty interesting. This game, or sim, it's really the first sim, and there's some other sims out there that came out first, Revs being one. But it's another level, and honestly, once you get past the visuals, you will notice that this has so many things that Sims today are still doing, and it's maybe a little archaic, but I think I'll probably lose the younger half of the viewers once we start racing, just based off the graphics, which I don't blame you. It's tough to look at. I think the sound is probably the most egregious part. But before I start, I wanted to go through, so I've been practicing, since Niels did his, I decided, okay, I actually want to try this, and so I've been practicing, and I've come up with what I'm going to call the GP laps, or hold on, I'll just show it to you. Let me switch here. Alright, so I've come up with what I'm calling the GP laps guide to winning the Indianapolis 500, the simulation. So this is my attempt to make some ground rules for myself so that I actually finish the race and do well. So rule number 1, focus. Okay, have to focus. One corner wrong can end the entire race, and a lot of it's based on how you enter the corners. Once you commit, there's not a lot of getting out of a bad corner. Niels talked about this a bit, but if you lift, it takes a while for the car to slow down enough for you to actually be able to correct running wide. So focus is the absolute key. I'm probably going to read the chat a bit less than normal, just because if I take my eyes off the screen for a second, things can happen really fast. You're still traveling, over 200 miles an hour, and you only got a few pixels to decide what to do. So things are pretty difficult. So rule number 1, focus. Rule number 2, inside. Always pass on the low side. You can absolutely technically pass around the outside, but that's going to end my race. It's just way too hard to judge where the cars are, so you have to pass on the inside line. That's a rule for myself. If you see me passing on the outside line, you yell at me, because I'm breaking my own rules and I'm doing it wrong. You have to pass on the inside. It's the only way to keep the car out of danger for the full duration. So inside. Rule number 3, next. I got to keep in mind my next objective. This is still a sim, so despite the archaic looks, I got to pit. I have to make sure my strategy's good. If the yellow flag comes out, I got to make sure I'm in a good place for the green flag. So keeping my mind on what's next. I also think of this as the cars that are ahead. One of the more difficult parts of this is judging how close the cars are in front of you, and so I got to keep my eyes on what's next the whole race. The next rule, what is this? Rule number 4, incident. Don't have any. I think this one's pretty self-explanatory, but I think this sim does damage pretty realistically. You can't get away with anything. If you touch the wall, I think out of all my practicing, one time I touched the wall and got away with it. But you can do everything to the car. Most of the time you blow a tire and your race is over. I think Niels said he could get back to the pits if he only blew a front tire. I can't seem to do that, so I can't have any incidents. So straightforward rule there. Next one, speed. And this one's more about know when to go fast. It's a 200 lap race, 500 mile race. And this is kind of general advice I would say for any Indianapolis 500, no matter the sim, but you got to know when to go fast. I'm not going to be racing flat out all 200 laps. I think there's specific times in the race that I'll want to go fast to make sure I stay up front or keep a position or something. But most of it's going to be pacing, so speed. And then the final rule is hope. It's all about luck. There's actually a lot of random generation in this game. So the cars that I'm racing against could be really quick one race and really slow the next race. And so I just have to hope I have a good race. I'll say this right now, and I'll say it probably 100 more times. I'm going to try to finish the whole race as the first objective. And winning would be amazing, but it's really all about getting through all 200 laps. So to remind everybody, I've got focus, inside, next, incident, speed, and hope. And what does that stand for? Finish. So I got to finish this race to show that somebody can do it, and hope that, I don't know, get through this crazy simulator. So the rules for my race, I thought folks might enjoy that somewhat, but it's all about finishing and getting to that finish line. So what I want to do here is set up quickly, just get the game going and everything, and we'll switch over to that. There we go. All right. And just for better luck, I've printed my rules out, and we'll keep them right there for the whole race. So you will be able to see it. I can't really see that because it's on my OBS screen, but it's all about the focus, inside, next, incident, speed, and hope. Finish. Overall. All right. Thanks for entertaining me for a second there. So let's take a look at the sim. We'll exit out. It's got some weird copy protection that you can just bypass, thankfully. And I just got to get it centered on my screen here. All right, so I'm going to do a couple laps of practice just to make sure everything is working correctly. And so one of the big choices with the game, with the sim, is what car you're going to drive. And so there's 3 cars, and this just goes to show you how well they really worked on this to make a thorough game. But you got 3 different teams to pick from, it says. So a March Cosworth, a Lola Buick, and a Penske Chevrolet. So for a 1989 game, you've got 3 accurately modeled cars, and they absolutely drive differently. So Ted Meat went with the March Cosworth, which is the easiest to drive, but it's also the slowest car, which makes it harder to drive, honestly. It makes it not easy to handle. So that car, in my opinion, probably could most easily finish the race if I don't get hit from behind, but I don't want to do that one. Niels did the Lola Buick, which is a great car, definitely can win the race with the right setup, and drives pretty well. However, I want to go with the Penske Chevrolet, if not only to be different in that it is the car on the cover of the box, and so let's try it. It's the fastest car. It's also the most difficult to handle, but I think I've got a fairly good setup for it. So we'll see how that does. So Penske Chevrolet. And then for setup, I've been working on one all week. I think it's the 3rd one here, but we'll do a few practice laps just to make sure everything is working. So it's funny, they have the F keys and the F screens, but they're all around the top. So I'm going to go out full fuel. So this is my setup overall if you ever play this, I guess, and want to try it out. But yeah, you can set up everything, tires, staggers, your PSIs, obviously, your shock settings, the camber settings, your gear ratios, and I think that's it. And fuel and stuff, obviously. So let's go out and do a couple quick laps, make sure everything's working well until we do qualifying. So I am using a steering wheel for this, and I was having a chat last night with a couple folks. It's kind of cheating a little bit compared to what this sim allowed you to do originally. I think everybody that played this back in the day was most likely using a joystick or the keyboard/mouse, and they're so difficult. So using a steering wheel is slight advantage, but it's still so hard that I think it'll be fine. So the steering itself is analog. Whoa, I'm gonna run a little wide there. Steering itself is analog, so that means when I turn the wheel, the wheels turn with it. So that's actually really nice. The throttle and brake, however, are digital. So on off. And I am using the pedals, which should be fine, but I don't have any nuance to the throttle. Whoa, come around the low side. Don't want to slide up into the car there. There's no nuance to the throttle and brake, so it's on or off, which makes going in and out of traffic very difficult. Luckily, if you're racing alone, you're more or less flat out. There might be a lift here or there. It's the traffic that becomes the issue, and then the pit stops as well. Slowing down for the pit lane is the difficult stuff. There's no force feedback. That is absolutely certain. So as you can see, I'm adhering to rule number 2 right now, passing always on the inside. Gonna use that Mario Andretti line and race under the under the yellow line quite a lot. I made sure my car can handle down there. The track does flatten out, and so you can actually get a lot of oversteer, and the car can get loose. As for other controls, so you can see in the cockpit, I've got a boost knob, and I've got settings on my steering wheel to change that to 1 and to 9, so 9 boost being the most powerful. Honestly, like fuel-wise, it should be okay leaving it on 9 most of the time. There's a couple times where we might turn it down. Under yellows, obviously one of those will go down to 1. There's also anti-roll bars, I believe, or sway bars. So I've got a rear and a front. I don't know if you can see those little levers moving in the bottom left-hand corner. And so that's how I can adjust how the car's handling if I'm out and feeling weird. So overall, oh, Salaryman, thank you very much. Yeah, I'm going to need probably more than a strong beer after this. But I can use those roll bars to adjust the car. And yes, thanks so much, Salaryman. That's super nice. This is a little bit painful for everybody, I think, not only myself. So the way I've got the car tuned, I shouldn't need to touch them too much. I play with the rear one here or there if I feel like I'm sliding it too much, but it should be relatively good. I've got the front one fully tight, which means the car is not going to roll very much on the front. Makes it understeery, but it's good. It's good that way. Okay, so Niels has joined me. Now I really got to perform. And I think I saw Ted in here too. So we got the whole gang. Alright, so what I'm going to do, the car's feeling good in practice. One thing you can do in practice, which is kind of nice, is you can adjust your setup and everything on the fly as you're driving. It's difficult to do without crashing, but it also lets you try stuff out really quickly. So I'm going to put it down to 5 gallons. I'm going to simulate a pit entry just to make sure I can do that. And the pit entry, I'm impressed, Niels, with how daring you took that. Ooh, I tapped the wall. Just barely. I'm impressed with how fast you and Ted both were taking the pit entry. I'm definitely not as brave with the pit entry. I feel that's an area where I could sacrifice a little bit of time as long as I'm keeping the car safe. The big thing is the AI overall, and it's going to be a struggle for the full 200 laps to just avoid the cars and stay out of them doing anything stupid. But we'll come to the pits, let off the throttle there, push the brake in. Remember, it's just on or off. Get the cars slowed down a little bit. I roll it for a little while. So no cars stopped. Oh, I went way past it. All right, I'm going to do another lap. Gonna try that again. Sometimes you have cars stopped on the inside of you, so you're able to judge a little bit better where the pits were. But that, yeah, that was not a good pit stop. And we need to do, I think, 5 of those during the race. So I gotta get good. I gotta at least be somewhat predictable at it. I practiced like 100 times. I don't know why. I just blew that one. But we'll come around here. Alright, so I'm gonna try it again, up to full speed again. The Penske gets up to speed very quickly. No pit limits, of course. It's the 80s. We didn't know about that yet. Alright, so I think I want to pit. Ooh, I just want to stay off the grass there. Slow the car way down. There we go. Ooh, let's stop it. No! Okay, I just rolled slightly past it. You can reverse without getting a penalty. So that would be a bad pit stop during the race, but I'll take that one for now. The pit stops itself, I actually have to actively do things here. So there's no resting for the 200 laps. That would be a pit stop. So there's absolutely not going to be any chance to back off or anything. Alright, so before we race, we must qualify. And so the only change I'm going to make to my setup is to go to 5 gallons. It's weird. The 5 gallons doesn't quite make the 4 laps. I would run out right about at the pit lane entry on lap 4, so I will have to lower the boost. The method I've come up with is to lower the boost coming out of turn 4 on the final qualifying lap. People might have other strategies, but all right. So we'll do qualifying. Qualifying at Indy is, of course, 4 laps, and it's your average of 4 laps. So same idea in the sim. It's a real simulator. So we'll get started with it. 4 laps. Just want to be as smooth as I possibly can, and that's going to set the starting position for the full grid. Okay. All right, on the front straightaway, it just kicks you right into the action. There's no countdown or anything. So we'll come across the line. So 4 laps. I just want to be smooth. You can slightly hear the scrubbing sound of the tires, and basically you just want to minimize that as much as possible. So there we go. Good turn 1 and 2. I found the car, I mean, with my setup being pretty well behaved on a qualifying run. There's not, as long as I don't do a bad entry to the corner, things should be okay. All right, we'll complete lap number 1. We'll see. I'm hoping for over 220 miles an hour. I want to start up front. Oh, 224. Okay, that's good. Oh, a little wide there through turn 1. Outside wall really creeps up on you quickly. If you want to blow your mind, though, after watching this today, go boot up or watch a video with IndyCar Racing 2, and it looks like the future. It's all contextual. You got to put yourself in the brain of somebody back then. And you stare at this for a few hours and then go look at something that has a couple more pixels in it, and you're like, whoa, that's so much better. All right, second lap there, it wasn't as good. I ran a little bit wide. Still 224. This is good. It would be amazing to start on the front row. There's no guaranteeing anything. The AI perform differently every time you boot up the game, so, or every time you start a session. Alright, so we'll come to the end of the back straightaway, flat out, just below the yellow line, really taking advantage there. So now I got to lower the boost for this last lap, or else I'll run out of fuel right about here on the final lap, and it'll totally ruin my qualifying. So once I get up to full speed, I'm going to put it down to 7. I don't have that mapped on the steering wheel because I won't do it very often. But there we go. White flag, one more. This should be good. I should make it the whole lap. Just ease it through. Turn 2, it's pretty good. It's a little slower, obviously, with the boost. Oh, I hit a 225. I mean, I have to say, the graphics are crude, but the model of the track is very good. It's accurate. You know, it's not egregious in any way. If you go back to a couple streams ago, I played the 1991 Mario Andretti game. Hold on, we'll see what I get for qualifying here. Coming to the line. Here we go. Oh, P5. Oh no, out of fuel. Okay, so I'm going to be starting on the middle of row 2. Gosh. That's like the worst place to start ever, but I guess that's where I'll be. Okay, well, that's where that's going to be. What was I saying? Yeah, a couple streams ago I did Mario Andretti's Racing Challenge, which is it's an arcade game with some sim qualities that came out in 1991. And if you go look at the circuit design for that, it's just, they're bonkers. They're not accurate in any way. The tracks are all over the place. The ovals are surprisingly good in that game, but even then they're not that great. You go look at this. This came out 3 years before, and it's absolutely amazing what they're able to do. Okay, so I've got 40 gallons in. Check everything else. Gosh, there's not a lot of preparation you can do. You just kind of have to go for it. Okay, so we're going to do the race. Now, we've got the rules that I set up: focus, inside, next, incident, speed, hope. Those are my ground rules. I think the largest chance for incident is in the first 15 laps of the race. I'm not home free at any stage, but I would anticipate some restarts, you know, if there's a crash in the first few laps, because just to depending on how the AI are, I could be doing nothing offensive and just get run off the track. So I hope I'll be able to get through everything in the first few laps, and then I can just settle in, and it'll be all about avoiding lap traffic. Got to always try to pass on the inside, give up some speed when possible. So appreciate everybody joining in. 250 people want to watch a game from 1989. But if you weren't here at the very beginning, this is the first real simulator, and it simulates the Indianapolis 500, and I think it does a great job at it. So want to try to finish the race. If we can finish in a good spot, that would be great. I think this car has got enough speed for the top 5, as long as I don't do anything too crazy. All right. Okay, well, here we go. We'll do the race, and there's no countdown or anything to the race. Once you hit go, you're just in it, like crossing the start-finish line. So we'll have to try to pace and do as best I can. Starting in the middle, I'm willing to give up my positions from the row I'm on just to make it through safely. But 200 laps coming up, hopefully 500 miles. Here we go. All right, away we go. Car on the outside's behind me. That's good. We got one car on the inside. Oh, I think I touched him. Oh my God, that's way too much for the first lap. All right, but I made it through the first couple corners. I hope the car's okay. I don't think I've ever touched an AI car and have it not end in flames. We'll see here, coming to the end of the back straightaway. Just gonna give it a little bit of a breath. Seems like I'm quicker than this car. I'd rather pass him on the straightaway than in the corner. Come around on the low side. Should be an okay pass here. So we got about 6 laps until we'll hit some AI cars. Lapped cars. The lapped end of the field. And they're so slow. The field spread is really very, very high. It's... I don't even know the miles per hour, but I think it's at least a 30 mile an hour speed difference lap average. So I think they did it. Niels was saying, and I agree with him, that it's so that you always had somebody to compete with, even if you were quite bad at the game. But it makes it insane. And one thing that is very interesting is that the lead cars actually do a great job passing the lap traffic. They definitely programmed that in very well. So I don't really get an advantage with traffic. If anything, I'm actually more conservative than the AI are. So I won't really gain much of an advantage through lap traffic, which makes it ever so more urgent for me to try to get through. But all right, we're in P4 on the 3rd lap. Got a couple more laps till we start hitting the slow cars, and that's when things will get really interesting. I can see P3 in front of me here. Right in the center at the very top, you've got your indicator for what my lap was, and then how many seconds behind I was from the car in front on the last time by. So that's kind of our gauge if we're feeling like we're not catching or something. So I pulled it in a little bit to 0.7. And like I said at the beginning of the video, I can see folks chatting. I'm not going to be able to read much of it. I got to keep my eyes. Rule number 1, focus. I got to keep my eyes on the racetrack. Things happen so fast. You only got so many pixels, and the difference between a car being, 200 yards away and being right on top of you is like 2 pixels. So, a little too wide there. I saw Niels really, you were taking the whole track, man, right up to the walls. I could do that for a few laps, but in the race it feels scary. Alright, so we're catching this car in front for 3rd. It would be amazing to get by him before the lap traffic. Getting around the lap traffic alone is tough. Doing it while racing other cars is really hard. But here we come. Gonna come low on him. We're gonna be side by side coming into turn 3, which is scary. Whoa, touching the grass there. Okay, don't need to be doing stuff like that. I got plenty of opportunities to pass him. Alright, so here we come on lap traffic. Just a little breath of throttle. I want to give a little bit of a gap to the, I guess that would be Emerson Fittipaldi in front of me. The white and red Marlboro car. Just going to come down low. Once in a while they do get stuck behind. Oof, just squeezing by there. Alright, we'll come to the end of the back straight away then. So, dicing it up with MO for P3 in the opening laps. Oh, he's slow there. I'm just gonna wait for him, my god. Sometimes the AI are like swinging back and forth, which is frightening enough. It's frightening enough just to try to do laps alone around here. Alright, come through turn 2. Got another group of lap traffic ahead. The thing I'm worried about is I'm gonna hug the grass, because sometimes the AI want to see like that. They'll try to pass each other, and if you're just one lane down, they'll just careen right into you. Okay, this is a weird situation. We'll just let it play itself out. Really take advantage on the low side. Can I do that? Okay. Squeeze by. Right against the pit wall. Pulling at Elio Castroneves there. Oh, I'm already sweating. This is so much harder than my full GPL live stream. At least with GPL, I know I can handle the cars. I'm not worried about myself crashing all the time. Oh, just touch the grass there. My god. Okay, don't want to touch the grass. If you touch the grass, my best advice is to just keep the wheel pointed where you have it pointed, because the car will slide. If you try to correct, you will probably overcorrect. Okay. Yeah, I would be getting all of the track limit infringement warnings here, but that's what it is. What is it, 1984, that Mario, Bobby Unser, had the whole pit lane debacle with coming out of the pits? Somebody will know in the chat. And if you are curious to play this, you can actually do it, you don't have to go full in and play with the steering wheel and all that. If you go Google Indy 500 simulation browser, and you can play this just in your internet browser with the keyboard and everything. And I think that's a fun way to try it out and see if you like it. I will say, once you get the steering wheel working, it's, at least for me, a little easier to do. But I also played nothing else this week. After I did my GPL video for the Tasman series, I only played Indy 500 because I don't want to mess up my sense of feeling with the game. Okay, 1981. Unser and Mario. I know, that was the one where they actually called the race and changed the result and then changed it back. Messy stuff. So we're 10 laps in. Catching another lapped car. Obviously, as I get further up the lapped cars, they'll be a little more my speed, so it'll be a little easier to pass. But then we'll hit the end of the field again. Oh, I should mention, too, that this does have yellow flags, so at some point, I am sure the yellow flag will come out. I did a race last night, actually, and I went 58 laps before the yellow flag came out, which is the furthest I've ever been. But yellow flag will come out, and at that point, you can't control too much. You can go flat out, and the car will go naturally slow, and it just kind of doesn't drive for you. Ask Niels, you still have to steer and avoid things, but it does manage the throttle. Oh my god, coming under a battling group of lap cars there. Yeah, and the steering, that's a good point in the chat somebody made there, or I think it's Niels. Oh, yellow flag, okay. So I was just talking about this. So yellow flag is out for some reason. Thing I have to keep my eyes peeled to see where the car is. Whenever there's a yellow flag, it's usually because a car crashed, and that car or cars will be sitting on the track somewhere. Oh, I see one on the inside. Oh, that was P2. I'm up to P2. That was Rick Mears. Okay, that takes a big variable out of things. The second place car crashed out. Whoa, okay. But like you saw there, any car that crashes will be sitting somewhere on the track for a few laps. And so it is easy and very possible to come around a corner and hit them. And so you have to be aware. I also, sometimes it'll just let you speed up and almost pass the cars in front. So I tend to not drive right in line with them. And Niels is right. The amount of time from when something looks like a pixel to when you're hitting it is very short. Okay. Yeah, I don't know what line I'm running. Whatever line gets me through the race. I talked about this in the intro. Second rule I have up top there is focus inside. Inside. Always got to pass on the inside. The inside is my friend, as long as it's not the grass. It might have been the leader that crashed. That's crazy. I actually, in my practice races, so I will say I did a bunch of practice races. I never went the full distance, but not because I crashed out. Once I got to about 100 laps, I did it 2 times. I got over 100 laps, and I just stopped because I figured I got through at least part of the race. I know what to do. I don't want to spend forever practicing, but I never had any of the leaders up to that point crash out, so it's always been lapped cars or incidents that I caused. So another tricky part about the yellows is there is zero indication as to when it's going to go back green that I've found. I'm not sure if anybody knows of anything that would let you know that the race is going to go back to green, but at some point the yellow flag will just disappear and you'll be full speed again. You'll see I also put boost down to 1 so that we get a couple laps here. My first pit stop, if I can make it over lap 33, that'll be good. That means we're on a good trajectory for the whole race. Oh, car in front gonna pit. Okay, well, that gets 1 lapped car out of my way. Interesting. Pitting AI, another of the relentless hurdles. They sometimes will come out of turn 4 and just go for the pits, and so later in the race, once things get really mixed up and I don't know when people are pitting, I will just have to wait in turn 4, because if I'm on the low side and they decide it's pit time, things will be bad. Yeah, dead zone wise, I've got the wheel, so I'm using a G27 still. My Fanatec stuff hasn't come in, of course. G27 though, it's a good wheel for stuff like this. There's no force feedback anyway. And I set it to 200 degrees rotation. Ted Meat has got a great guide on his website about how to set up the controls, and I highly recommend checking that out if you're interested in getting a wheel working with this. It does not feel like a modern sim though, so you got to give it a chance. If you're coming right out of iRacing or something and then jump into this, you'll definitely crash a handful of times. Yeah, so I think the yellow flag is going to go away any second. I got my thumb on the boost button as soon as it goes green. I'm just going to take it easy on the start here. I got 4 or 5 lapped cars in front of me, and who knows what the mess is going to be like here. But 14 laps in. I hope it goes green for a while. It's nice when it gets into a rhythm. Everybody gets spread out. Alright, I imagine it's going to go green any second. There we go. Green flag, boost up to 9. See if I can pass on the low side here. Oh god. Oh my god. Okay, passing down low. My phone just went off, but I'll ignore it for now. Oh god. Everybody's messaging me. Ugh. That's a bad situation there, but somehow getting away with it, getting around a car. Tires are cold, remember, coming to green. So, I'll put my phone on silent. So, you gotta take it easy first lap. Once you get through a lap, things feel okay again, but even this corner, just gotta make sure, get the line right. I think I'm coming up on another lap car, and the leader is gone ahead. But we should have a good gap to the lapped cars again, which will be good. Coming on the inside of a car. Looks a lot like Emo's car, but I don't think it is. Alright. Oh, okay. So, restart accomplished. Hopefully we don't have a yellow flag for a little while. It's more intense than I want it to be. And I don't blame you if you put this on mute at some point. The sounds are... they're very, very specific to the times. This is the good sounding version, mind you. When you start this up in DOS, you'll probably get what I think are sounds made for the PC speaker, maybe. Whatever the default sound set is, and it only allows it to play one sound at a time. So when you go in the corners, the engine disappears and you hear skidding. So this is some like MIDI sound that you can enable through a DOS command, and it sounds so much better than the default. So look that up too if you want to get into this sim. You can spend a lot of time with this. It's one circuit, but you got 3 cars and you've got full mechanical setups. It's no wonder people played this until really IndyCar 1 came out. They were, it's great at simulating the Indy 500. All right, come across the line, complete, or start the 18th lap. So I think I've made it through, knock on wood, please everybody, but I think I've made it through what I consider the most difficult part of the race. It's the first stint there, the first time through all the lap traffic. There'll be plenty more incidents and things to avoid, trials and tribulations, if you will, but the beginning of the race is absolutely the time where you get the most. And so I'm chasing a car, not sure who it's meant to represent. Oh, another yellow flag. Well, that'll close me up. I was 5 seconds off. Alright, I gotta slow down. The game's not slowing me down, but I don't know where the accident would have been. It could be big. There we go. Slow me down now. Go to boost 1. Just try to keep my eyes open for any kind of incident. Some pixel that looks out of place. There's a black car. That's probably the leader. So I haven't seen any incident yet. Ooh, on the inside there, car spun out. That wasn't the leader, was it? Nope. And on the outside, a car spun out. So we got a little chicane for this caution flag on the back straight away. Should mention as well, shifting is automatic. So, which is fine for an Indianapolis game. The only time it hurts you, I guess, from a sim aspect is coming into the pit lane, in my opinion. But it handles it all right. Oh man. Okay, so second position, there's the leader. Hopefully it lets me get a little closer to him. We're 19 laps in. I'm just at about 21 gallons, so we're actually doing really well on fuel just because of the yellow flags. So like I said, under green, flat out 33 laps, 34 laps would be ideal. And so we're going to blow past that. We'll probably get to 40 laps here. Or maybe not 40 laps, but 35, 36, which will set us up perfectly for the 5-stop strategy. If the race went green for the full 200 laps, which I don't think would ever happen in this game, but you would be a couple laps short on fuel if you ran the flat-out strategy. So it's good to have some yellow flags, get the strategy set up right. What'll be really tricky is if there's a lot of yellow flags and then I could skip a pit stop or something, or short fill. I haven't really practiced doing that too much. Alright. Oh, I saw somebody donated. I don't know if I'll be able to read it here. Just trying to avoid the crashed cars. A leader that gets very close. But thank you, Super Hyper Games. You earn this $5. Keep up these long races and outdated simulators. Outdated to who? Yeah, no, I know, it's fun. It's I can't take credit for this idea. I had considered at some point showing off Indianapolis 500. I don't know if I would have been motivated to learn and do a full race if it wasn't for Ted Meat and Niels Heusinkveld. I think. Tell me if I'm wrong, Niels, but have to thank them for motivating me to try the full race. So far, so good. We're 10% done, which is further than I made it my first, dozen tries. So, oh, it says like double vintage sim racing, because not only is the sim vintage, but the cars at this stage, they're antiques, 30 years old. Alright, the droning of the sounds. Everything seems nice and calm under this yellow. I've got nobody between me and the leader, so. But he's quick. And I'm not about to try to outdrive myself to pass him. It's a long race. We've got 90% to go, so there's no reason to push any issue. All right, we'll come by the broken down cars again. Oh, they got the one on the outside picked up now. So we should be going green. Not too much longer. Hopefully have a nice green flag. There is a good benefit, though, to the yellow flags. That's at least 3 cars out of the race now. And so you do start with 33 cars. And so if they are able to, if they do crash out, you have less traffic overall. Alright, so I don't know if I'll get a green this time. But we've got the thumb on the boost button. Hit that 9 boost as soon as it goes green. Should not have to worry about fuel. I think I'll have at least a couple laps on my fuel strategy, so if the thing goes green from here on out, we should be able to make it to the end as long as I pit as far into a stint as possible. Pit stop, it's gonna be scary. I don't have a lot of faith after that practice pit stop. We'll take it conservatively. The problem with going too conservative is you get hit from behind. So I can't just really go slow into the pits. Also, I would lose a ton of time to the AI cars. Alright, so we'll come around turn 2. It does go green at any point on the circuit, so it doesn't just wait for turn 4. I imagine this incident's picked up by now, boys. Okay. 5 is in the lead. Who is that? Is that Ari? I don't have the standings and everything mapped to my wheel, so it's not too easy. It doesn't really matter when you're driving. You just go as fast as you can. Oh, man. Well, the race will certainly be easy, if not long, if it's under yellow the whole time. But so far, 2 yellow flags in 20 laps is about as bad as I've had it. Michael. Okay, Michael Andretti in front. Okay, well, I better steer clear of him. Or he's definitely going to break down at some point, right? There we go. Green flag, boost 9. Try to get away. I think 3rd or 4th position's right behind me. Well, pulling up on Michael a little bit, but I'm not going to try anything too crazy here. We'll come into turn 1. Cold tires, remember. I'm mostly reminding myself. Oh, I got to let off the throttle just a little bit there. Car was pushing. Could feel it. There we go. Through turn 2. Alright, made it through the first 2 corners, flying down the back straightaway. Come into turn 3, just under the line there. Okay, car feels okay. I think we got through the cold tire phase. But Andretti is gone. He's just pulling out of here. So it was the years, what, 89 would have been when Andretti's, Mario and Michael were teamed up, or was that a couple years later? Oh, very wide into turn 1. It's okay. Got enough downforce on the car that I can pretty much run any line through the corners, which is going to help me out in traffic. Don't pick on poor Marco. I like Marco. He had a tough go at it. Alright, come through turn 4. I thought for a second I saw a car. The pixels, the way the wall gets drawn, sometimes you feel like you're about to run into lap traffic because it'll flicker a different color for a second. But it's just the way, when you only have 320 pixels, the way it works. At this stage, I hope everybody knows the track layout. 4 corners. I think they're pretty much perfectly the same in sim, but it goes to show you how the 4 corners drive differently. Obviously, turns 1 and 3 and 2 and 4 are the most similar, just because of the short chutes and everything, similar to each other. But because turn 1 there, you got the pit wall and the grass up the inside, feels different than turn 3. And turn 2 and turn 4 feel way different, just because turn 4's got all that paved area on the bottom. And it's obviously pre-warm-up lane Indianapolis. So it's got the wide runoff at the bottom there, which, thank God, I don't want to race this in a runoff or a warm-up lane Indianapolis. There'd be no room to pass. Ooh, a little too wide there coming out of 4. We got 15 gallons left. The light will light up with 5 gallons of fuel remaining. And as long as I've got more than 1 gallon passing the pit wall, I can stay out another lap. But as soon as I get to 1 gallon, even if it's on the back straightaway, I'm going to pit that lap. I shouldn't have to push anything. Oh, but I'm catching some lap traffic again. Alright, just keep it on the low side, nice and tidy. Oh, really low there. That's cheating a little bit, but I'll take it. If somebody wants to try to do a full race where you stay above the yellow line, be my guest. I have no qualms about that. Alright, come through turn 2. Past a blue car. A white and a blue car in front. A white blue car and then a blue car. Oh my god. Okay. So stuff like that's what'll get you out, is when the car turns in maybe a little more than you were thinking. Luckily he was able to dive out of the way there. Coming up to lap 30. Goes by a lot quicker under the green flag for sure. Sure, it's equally as frustrating driving the real race and having a yellow flag in the middle of a stint. You're just going. Oh, touching the grass there on the inside. Not a nice feeling. So I think I've touched about everything but the wall so far in this race. I hit an AI car on the start. I've touched the grass a few times. I've touched all the parts of the tarmac. And only 30 laps in. Alright, so we'll come down the back straightaway. See if I can pass this green car before turn 3. Would be nice. Would be very nice. Yeah, I'll just get him there, but I have to do a very low entry. It's okay though, that's why I put the little bit of extra wing on. It's what's hurting me though against Michael. But I dare I say he's my only competition at this point, and so that's a good place to be 30 laps into the race. It's just one other car that I'm fighting with. Don't seem to have anybody behind me bugging me, which is almost more scary, to be honest, when you have a car behind you trying to pass. I tend to just give them the line around here. Yeah, Michael is fast, but I wouldn't worry about it too much. There's a long race to go. So many things can happen. As long as I stay on the lead lap, that'll be key. I did have a race earlier this week where I went a lap down early because I really botched the pit stop, and I was never able to recover from it, but I did finish, or I didn't finish the race, but at halfway I was back in the top 5, so I could still have a good race no matter what. Alright, catching a couple cars. We're going to catch them probably in the short chute, which is, or turn 4 itself, which is not ideal. Ooh, that was a pretty slow turn 3. No, I'll catch them coming out of turn 4, so not bad. So stay on the low side. These two in front are battling a little bit, but see if I can just squeeze by. There we go. That's how I like to pass. So we're on lap 33, so this would be the pitting lap if it had stayed green, but you can see I've got 7 gallons, so I should be able to get at least 4 or 5 more laps out of it, which is good. Alright, gray car coming up. That's the really slow one. It's a weird place to catch him. Just get out of the throttle a little bit there. There we go. Stay on the low side. Should always fade out wide. Oh my god. So this is the real slow cars we're passing again. Just like dodge them. Chicanes. Here we go. Alright, through turn 2. It's a tricky lap with all the lapped cars there. Oh, this red car is just fast enough that I'm not going to be able to pass him on the back straightaway. Alright, we'll come through turn 4. Alright, past the pit wall. Okay, fuel light is blinking, so that means we probably have 4 laps to go before the pit stop. And I can only hope... Oh, I'm in the lead. I don't know how that happened. Okay, maybe the car pit. I was just about to say, I hope others aren't pitting at the same time as I do, although they probably will be. But maybe Michael Andretti had to pit. Maybe he had one of his classic failures there. But I'm in the lead. Indy 500, 35 laps into it, 4 gallons of fuel remaining. Yeah, I'll let this recording remain regardless of the outcome, if I finish or not. Okay, so I'm 7 seconds up on second place. I mean, the fuel, the pit stops and stuff, it's probably the best part about this sim, the strategy and everything, but it gets confusing. But just like real life, especially in the 80s, you didn't have all of the telemetry that you have today to know exactly where every car is on track and who's pitted, and you had a lot of people taking notes. It was a little bit of guesswork. Alright, but I think I've just officially... Did I officially make it past where Niels got to in his live stream? Okay, car coming out of the pits, which is frightening. But I'm going to keep my rules, pass on the low side. Could have maybe got around second on the outside there, but better in my opinion to just give it an extra second. Okay, so 2 gallons. I got 1 more lap in it. I'm catching a whole group of cars, unfortunately. Probably would have been a good idea to pit that time just because of all these cars. Dang. Alright, we'll just give it a second. Oh my god, like 4 wide there. This game will throw everything at you. There's no way around a group of cars that are going 4 wide, so... Alright, see if I can squeeze under a couple of these cars. Red and white car. Now, of course, it's good to run on low fuel because I'm quicker with low fuel. Oh, that's a scary pass there. We'll come out of turn 4, though, so pitting this time. I'm just going to take it pretty easy because I don't want to do anything stupid in the pits. Just avoid the walls, get it in the slow lane. It's how I found to go best. Then slow the car down. Oh, I blew past the pit stall. My god, that's bad. At least I still have a little fuel left to get back in it. There we go. Alright, fill her up. Go. That was a bad pit stop. I'll get it on one of them. There's 5 of them, of course. Now we'll come out of the pits. This is scary too, because there'll be cars going fast on the outside. If you can get lucky and get a hole, you can just squeak up early. You don't have to stay under the yellow line. I'll cheat. Okay, so I've got cold tires again, especially turn 3 here. Full fuel, cold tires. It's very scary. I'm in P3 now, so that was not a good pit stop. Just take it nice and easy here through turn 3. Alright, oh, come on the low side of this car, so I don't know if that's for position. We'll see across the line where I am overall. Okay, I'm behind Michael Andretti, so it might mean I'm actually back in P2. Ooh, running a little wide there. Just slow the car down. You like the pit stop, just smack the keyboard. Oh my god. That was full on the brakes. He just pulled up right in front of me. There's no avoiding stuff like that. Oh my god. That is as close as it gets to an accident in Indy 500. My god. Okay, that is P3 though, or P2, the white and red car. This black and red car though, I got a word with him after the race. My god, that's so scary. They didn't quite develop at this stage, you know, the AI knowing exactly where you were. Past the car there. So I'm in P3, Michael Andretti's ahead. I think. We'll check the standings in a second. I didn't even really consider that before. Keep it nice and low coming out of the turn, past the car there. We'll take a look. So, I don't know, you'll have to tell me in the chat who's in front of me. The white and orange car, though, no idea. But it looks like Michael Andretti's in second. Already maybe some different pit strategies from everybody. Thanks for being here, Niels. Everybody should check out Niels' attempt at this too. He shares a lot of good insight, of course, around the mechanics of the game and how impressive it really is for a sim from 1989. It really is technically a very impressive game. This is going to be a bad place to catch this car. Oh, and he's going to remain high, and I got somebody exiting the pits, I think, up there. Alright, we'll just scoot by him. Oh, it's Danny Sullivan up front. Maybe he'll spin and win. Alright, come around to turn 3. Just give it a little dab of the throttle there. Make sure I can get below on the low side on the exit. The cars sound different too. I don't know if you've noticed. It's impressive. As bad as it sounds. The cars actually that I'm passing sound a little bit different. Oh, that's too close. This is running on DOSBox Enhanced Community Edition, and the main reason you would use Enhanced Community Edition instead of the regular DOSBox for this is controller for the wheel has less of a dead zone. They were able to get rid of some of that weird DOS dead zone. This game though runs perfectly fine on regular DOSBox if you want to run it locally, but I mentioned earlier as well, so we'll come by this car is pretty quick. Ooh, and a big yellow car in front. Rick Mears though is out of the race because of that crash early on, so I mentioned at the beginning of the race you can actually find this on a browser. So if you Google for it, you can find this playable in browser. Ugh, these guys in front, what are you doing? How dare you have a race in front of me? That's a high commit entry there on the low side. Yeah, there are some varying strategies. I don't know exactly to the extent that the AI, you know, try different things, but oh my god, thought I was gonna hit the pit wall. I don't know if you've noticed, but like at least once a lap I'm scaring myself because I just know how easy it is to crash out of the race. We'll come by that white car there. You just don't have it's going to be 200 frightening laps. There's very few laps in an actual race where you don't pass a car, and passing cars is so difficult. Yeah, I feel like there's slipstreaming in the game too. I haven't tested that, I haven't read anything officially about it, but it feels like when you get behind other cars, you go a little quicker. I did read the whole manual for the game, just to make sure I knew everything. that existed. It's actually a pretty interesting manual. It's not very long, which is surprising for a game of this age. Usually they had like a tome, but there isn't a lot to the game. But it does describe all the different sessions and a lot about the Indy 500, which I liked. Okay, we'll come on the low side. We got 2 AI cars there. I'm just bobbing back and forth trying to get the wheel centered correctly. Alright, so we're coming up just a few more laps and we'll be at quarter distance, which was a milestone for sure. Oh, we're in P2 now. That's weird. Okay, so something happened to Michael and no yellow flag because of it yet. Ooh. Sometimes you get that really loud skid on entry. It's the rear end. That's where I'm actually going to adjust the roll bar a little bit. Well, the Indy 500, although there's more than the Indy 500 for open wheel racing in the United States, it's definitely the most important part. Alright, coming through turn 2. There's a lime green car there on the outside, but I don't know how I got into P2 there. It is odd. Usually, I've not seen a situation where the AI has a mechanical, but I guess it very well could. So we're back up to P2. Oh, and it's Michael Andretti in front now. So maybe that other car is on a different strategy or something. I'm not sure. Andretti is slowing down. That's the famous call. What is it, 1992 or 1993, 4 maybe? He had the best car, and with like 30 laps to go, the engine went. So I feel bad for them. I mean, like, the Andretti family should definitely have more than one Indy 500 win. Heck, even Marco was good at it the first few years, and even there with the first few years of the DW12 too. He had a great car and he was good. Just never quite happened for him. They should absolutely have more than one win though. It's crazy. Oh, is David Land here? What's going on, David? Alright, so we're 51 laps in. We made it past quarter distance, so I can at least say that for myself. We got 26 gallons left. Coming up on a lapped car here. So it gets, you gotta be careful. This is, I'll go back to my rules. Rule 1, focus. This is where it gets easy to not focus because the cars are spread out now. I'm making good time, passing the lap cars on the low side. Easy to lose focus and run wide. One lap, touch the wall, and the whole thing's done. So, gotta keep the head in it. Alright, come through turn 4, just take it nice and low. Alright, 53 laps complete, or on the 53rd lap. Holding station, we're trading lap times. Michael Andretti up front, 16 seconds. The gap. He's quick, he's got the quick car in this one. I'm happy, I guess, Rick Mears crashed out because he would probably be quicker. Rick Mears is kind of the best car in the game, usually. There'll be an odd race here or there where somebody else wins, but they definitely made Mears the poster child for it. And I don't blame them. Rick Mears was awesome. Ooh, come out of the turn, straddle that line. You got to get over the line before the pit wall because that's where the wall is. Come past the start-finish on the inside. Car exiting the pits there. Pit strategy is going to be all over the place because of the yellow flags. All right. But I don't need something to happen. I don't know if my car has got enough speed and pace alone to get past Andretti. It's still early. I don't need to worry just yet, but I also don't want to go try to change the setup during the race. That would be kind of silly. If the field really feels like it's thinned out, I could try a little less wing, but it's going to be slow on a pit stop. You got to consider that. I've got to try to click through the menus to change those things. For everybody saying this game is old, it's the oldest racing sim, so you're correct. It's the first one. Here we are. 4 tires being simulated on the asphalt. This is the first true racing simulator. And for those of you that don't know much about the game, it's made by Dave Kemmer, was the lead programmer, and he is still the lead programmer at iRacing. So the man that's really started it is still doing it. Come through turn 3. Car feels great. I don't want to say I nailed the setup. Other than it being slightly slower than Andretti here, I wouldn't want to change much. Oh man, that car just swung out in front of me slightly. If you're feeling very adventurous one day, you can go surf through old Google Groups message boards and scroll all the way back to the early 90s and find people talking about this when it was still the best IndyCar game that existed. It's fun to so you don't get people with the nostalgia factor. They're just talking about it like it is. Alright, so 58 laps, got 18 gallons. Long stint it feels like, but I guess my strategy is just way off now, so we're going to have to wing it. 33 laps is about as much as I can do on a flat-out full tank of fuel if I don't lower the boost at all. So we'll just have to do the math from there. Alright, we got a whole string of cars here. Oh, okay. Keep it on the low side. Man, sometimes the car just doesn't react exactly like you think it would. We'll go for the cheeky pass. I'm all about surviving. The game is surprisingly good on the keyboard for a simulator. They had it in mind for sure when they were developing the controls. The way the steering works, you can kind of tap the arrow keys to turn the car. And it doesn't just flick the wheels, it moves them progressively. So I can imagine somebody getting really good at the arrow keys and everything, because the sim does allow for it. Now I was thinking about, if they did simply just up the resolution of the game so you could see a little easier, I think people would be more tolerant of it, because it handles fine. I don't feel a major difference in the handling from this sim all the way through, IndyCars 1 and 2. They definitely progressed things. There's obviously more precise calculations happening, but for a layman like myself and not Niels, I don't think you would really notice it. Yeah, give me Art of Indy. Oh my god. I would probably not play anything else for a few months. Alright, over 60 laps in. This is, I want to say at some point it's further than I thought I would make it. I know I called the stream full race, but very well knowing that might not happen. Ooh, that's too low. We're 19 seconds though off Andretti, so something's gonna have to happen in order for me to catch him. Something will definitely have to happen here. Just gotta keep up the focus. Now is definitely the time for speed, just flat out. I think I did a whole lap there without passing a car, which is rare, but nice. Oh, come through the corner. This guy's battling in front of me. Take it nice and easy on the inside. Giving up time there, but I just don't see another way to remain safe. Oh, and some of the cars are very slow in the corner, but they're almost as fast as me on the straightaway, so it's you gotta pass them mid-turn. Okay, so getting down on fuel, got 11 gallons. Force feedback was first introduced in Grand Prix Legends in 1999 as a patch. So the original Grand Prix Legends didn't actually have force feedback at all. And then they introduced it with a patch. And it was pretty bad. The force feedback that we use today in Grand Prix Legends has been updated by the community several times. Basically, they rewrote the processors for it. I answered a comment about this the other day. The force feedback in Grand Prix Legends, I don't miss the force feedback, if that makes sense. When I go play a newer game compared to Grand Prix Legends, the force feedback in Grand Prix Legends is good enough that it's adequate, which is impressive for when the sim came out, and considering it's the first game with force feedback. We'll just wait a second here. This orange and teal car is pretty quick. All right. Come through the corner. There's some bit of crazy AI dodging that lap. Just losing tons of time to Andretti. I don't know another way to, without risking it. Oh man, okay. It's starting to set in how long this race is going to be. I was doing some the other day, but when you're talking during it, it feels a little longer maybe. At the end of the day, it's a pretty accurate, distanced Indy 500, which, you know, on a good day is 3 hours long, right? Once in a while, too, they'll have one of the AI crash in front of you, which is always a fun surprise. I don't know if they do that on purpose or it's just luck, but it seems to happen often enough that they decide that some AI are going to crash while they're in front of you. Oh, really low there. The fans love it. Passing on the low side, full commit. Alright, 66 laps in. So this is where second pit stop would be if we were on the normal strategy, but we've got 7 gallons left, so we're doing really well on fuel. Yeah, I could try to slipstream, but honestly, it's you catch the cars so quick. You don't get many visual cues. If you think about it, the sim has to decide, I'm going to draw this car as 2 pixels high, and then now I'm going to do it as 3. And that's the only real indicator you get to that you're getting closer. So you speed past them really quick. It's really tough to judge the distance. And so it would be too risky for myself to draft. You can race this more realistically, but everything you add to it, not going below the yellow line, drafting, maybe a more aggressive setup, it just increases the chance that you're not going to finish. Which I guess it's kind of like real life, right? So, fuel lights on. That means we got 5 gallons to go. We're on lap 68. We might make it to over lap 70 on the second tank, which is good. Alright, got these two jokers in front of me here. Just try to keep the car tidy on the low side. It's easy if you let off the throttle. The car handles completely differently, so you can absolutely have an error there. Oh man, what do we got? This is like the worst thing in the world. Okay, got past one of them. See if I can get past two. It's scary. I'm not sure any of them could try to pit at any second there. Alright, get by them. Okay. Getting all kinds of worked up here, but gave up a ton of time there, but you know, maybe I could have made it through easier. Oh, I'm in first now, so Andretti pit. So I'm ahead of Andretti on pit strategy, but I think where we're pitting, we're both going to make it to the end without an extra pit stop, so. See if I can squeak under these two before the pits. There we go. Alright, so 3 gallons left. We'll keep it out. Everybody's pitting now, so hopefully they're all out of the pits by the time I go in a couple laps, if not the next lap. We'll see. 71 laps. But yeah, I'm pretty far ahead of third place. Even though I'm in first right now, it's because Andretti pit. Now, I don't want to pit. I don't want to pit this lap because everybody is pitting. But I think I will pit at the end of this lap. Slow down a little bit here. Got 2 gallons, but I'm way good on laps. I'm catching these two cars. It's probably a good lap to pit. Alright, let's see if I can do this a little bit better this time. Just coming in the pits, there's cars everywhere. Just try to avoid everybody. I think I got a car stopped like directly behind my pit stall. There we go. Slamming on the brakes. Oh, I stopped in the box. Fill it up. 4 tires and go. Alright, that's about as good of a pit stop as I can do. Hope it's acceptable. Oh, just coming out of the pits, right onto the racing line. It's not the way you want to do it, but luckily the car behind me is not that quick. I got cold tires again, got full fuel. So we'll just try to work it past these cars, set up for turn 3, take it nice and easy. Alright, so 2 of 5 pit stops complete. Oh, that was almost it. Luckily got out of the throttle there. Yeah, I didn't have to back up that time. Any pit stop where I don't have to back up is a good one. But obviously, I'm not going to necessarily gain at all doing that. I don't know, I'd be interested if somebody's very good at the pit stops, if they can actually gain time. So I'm in am I in P1 again? The positioning is a little odd. We'll go by this lap before we proclaim any kind of celebration. Alright, but we should be looking to pit past halfway now. And that will set us up really nicely for the end of the race. I'm still P1. What's going on? What happened to Andretti? Did he have an issue? Wouldn't be surprised. Ooh, sound sometimes very aggressive. Somehow I'm in P1. I don't know how that happened, folks, but alright, now all I gotta do is 125 laps somehow. Yeah, but the Andretti curse strikes again. Is he gonna pit? Oh, see? Haha. I outsmarted them this time. My gosh. If I went for that pass, that would have been race over, because the AI would have just come down into me. Yeah, somehow I got around Michael. I've got 15 seconds on second place. We'll just have to see what that gap's like. I had to get way out of it to get around that car, but you got to be careful with the pitting AI cars. It's probably later in the race the biggest issue. Ooh, and I see a car coming in my mirrors. Who's that now? Who's that now? That would be odd if I was being caught. And it looks like a blue car, too. Maybe somebody just before their pit stop that's on low fuel or something. I am quite a bit slower with the full fuel for the first few laps. No, I don't need to lower the boost, really. Yeah, I gotta go for the focus here. First rule, focus. Yeah, we'll see if I'm pulling away from second place. I'll lower the boost because I don't know if that increases the mechanical failure chance or anything to have high boost. Hopefully not. But I don't know if I necessarily need to save fuel if that's all it's doing. And I'd rather be fast so that I don't have to worry about people passing me. That's a whole new wrinkle. Oh, this car slowed down a bit that time. Gotta change the roll bar again. Just teeter through a couple positions in that rear bar just to loosen it up as the fuel burns. That was a pretty wide entry there. Oh, slowing way down. That car really had the apex. Yeah, I think I'm fine with boost and everything where it is. Don't really want to change anything. It's all going quite well. Although I got this one car catching me from behind, and I'm not sure who that would be. The car feels a little squirrely at some stages here. Oh, this car's gonna pit. Got a car going around the outside. That's too much stuff happening at the same time. Now, the two little levers on the left side of the cockpit are the anti-roll bars. And I got them mapped to my steering wheel with a Joy to key. Although I think I could just use DOSBox, honestly, to do that. But I can adjust them, and I pretty much don't change the front one with the setup I have. But I do change the rear one quite a bit. That was just too much there. High commit there into turn 3. I don't know who this blue car is, but somehow he's quite fast. Oh, no. Are you pitting? No. Okay. Why would Unser Jr. be a lap down, though? That doesn't make sense. Hey, we'll stick with him, though. If he's if he wants to be at the tail end of the lead lap, so be it. It would take a mistake, probably a DNF, for him to actually catch me at this stage. Although we're not quite halfway, so a lot can happen. All right. So starting the 81st lap. Well, he slows down so much. That is the scary part about a lap or passing or following a car. Looks like he almost hit this guy. They'll just slow down randomly. Yeah, in addition to DOS, this game came out for the Amiga, and I think it was a little more popular, honestly, on the Amiga. At first, at least. Because DOS computers were not always the most powerful. Patrick Racing was the cars with the Marlboro branding in the late 80s. Alright, we got some slower traffic ahead. Car exiting the pits. Slow car high. Oh boy. Unser's just slowly pulling away from me because he's taking chances. Alright. The only problem here, there's really no opportunity for me to, like, take a drink or something. I might, in the next pit stop, I might pull the pause key Just so I can have some water, honestly. Go, just slide around down low. Got a car exiting the pits here too, so I cannot use the breakdown lane through turn 2. Just wait for him to slide up wide. There he goes. Once you learn their routines for various parts of the circuit, it's a little more manageable. Yeah, second is gaining on me, I know. But doing what I can to stay out of trouble is a long way to go. Keep in mind, think about how much has happened in the first 83 laps. Couple cars DNFing. There's no reason to drive harder than you can or take more risk at this stage. You really have a long way to go. Oh, second place is now a different car, maybe Emma. I don't get to drink milk until the race is over. If the race finishes. Alright, just have 3 orange cars in front of me here. A low hum from this car. Keep it nice and down low. Okay. Got a whole group of cars here, so this might take a couple laps to get through. 23 gallons. I also have to worry, I mean, oh my god. He almost came into me. I have to worry about the AI having an accident too, just on top of everything. The icing on the cake is I could just be racing my own line and the AI decides to hit each other. Okay, made it through that. Come down the front straightaway, off the inside. The car next to me of course jumps over a lane. It's a super slow gray car there. Oh, he's gonna go to the outside. My god, guy. It's like Gordon Johncock. Looks like Gordy. Way too close. This is too much. Come on. It's too much for 87 laps into the race. Just gotta get around him, get some distance on him. Oh, this car too. Sweeping. Oh, that was very close to an accident because the car in front of the car I was passing went to the inside, and I'm lucky the car I was passing didn't try to go 3 wide there, because they will do that. Okay. That was a tough little stretch there, but made it through. Just followed my rules. Losing a ton of time to second. I don't know another way to do this. I'm in first, so my strategy must be working at least a little bit, right? Whoa, so slow on the exit there. What the heck? See if I can pass this car before T1. Oh, I got a car exiting. Oh my god. I made contact there and somehow didn't crash. There's a car exiting the pits as I went down low. I couldn't take my low line. I think the car is okay. Count the lucky stars, because I guess that falls into my last category, hope. That was a lot of luck. Oh my god, that doesn't happen. That does not happen. Oh. You don't make contact with another car in Indy 500 and survive. Yikes, 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 yikes. Glad to have everybody here for along for the ride. This is, we're almost halfway, getting to halfway, which is crazy to say, but that was, hopefully that's the save of the race. I hope there's no, no other moments like that. Alright, a couple laps here with no traffic. That's nice. The game giveth, the game taketh away. Oh, a little wide there. Let off the throttle. That's the times where you just gotta give up the corner. I'm gonna have a slow lap, but that's okay. I'm still racing. Yeah, I've found you gotta unlearn some of your habits. If you're used to racing other sims, you can't correct the car in this. You gotta, if the car starts to slide or something, let off the throttle, just keep the wheel turned how you have it, and hope a little bit that things work out for you. But like there, when I hit that AI car, I'll have to look back at the video, but I don't think I shook the wheel as you might do in a new sim to try to, you know, slide the car or something, because that would just, the car will grip and you'll go straight into the wall. Just going real low here on the green car. I don't care. We're leading the Indy 500. We got to keep going. 16 gallons of fuel left. So original pit stop time would be lap 100, and so we're gonna blow past that. These two in front. Gonna play a little game. Oh, we got a couple really slow cars there. Just gotta wait it out. I know people will be upset I'm not just going for it, but you can't. You cannot just go for it. And I had to back off a little bit there just to make sure those two guys weren't gonna pit right in front of me. Oh, survived again. On the low side. I think that's one of the quicker cars there. I can look at the leaderboard in just a second. Just want to make sure I'm alive. I'll take a quick look at the leaderboard for folks that want to know who's where. I honestly don't care that much. I just want to be out front, be safe. But here's the leaderboard: 17, 20, and 8. I'm the 17 car, I guess. Slow down a little bit, come down on the low side, get around this lap car. Drop back to the info screen, can know exactly how many laps I'm doing. So 5 more laps to make it to the fuel point. Now what would be nice is to have a little luxury at the end of the race to decide when to take my final stop. If I reach a point where there's not a lot of cars around, I can just click off laps just to keep going. But if I pull up to a pack of cars, then pit so that I don't have to face that, maybe get a better draw on traffic on the way out. So it'd be nice. Yeah, it's Emo behind me. He's been gaining too. He's pulled in about 5 seconds, I think, through this stint, but we'll just... Oh, he lost 2 seconds that lap, so it comes and goes. You can't freak out. Come down the low side, this blue car, we're going to enter the corner together, aren't we? There we go. So P1, 96 laps in. My God. I might actually make it to halfway, everybody. Of course, I got a few cars here that will want to say otherwise. Oh, that black car just swept down. There we go. Making it work. Had to chicken out of it there. I didn't know if that car was going to try to pit or not. Become complete 97 laps. Gotta stay focused. Can feel just the fatigue of being so precise starting to set in a little bit. Just gotta make sure I don't make any silly mistakes. Keep it on the low side. Keep my rules in mind. The finishing rules. All 6 of them. Alright, 99 laps. So Emma's pulled in 10 seconds. It's crazy how their speed changes over the race, because earlier I passed him no problem. Alright, we'll come into turn 3 then. So we'll come to halfway. If nothing else, I've made it halfway, everybody. So it's official at this stage. This is it. This is the attempt. One more lap to really seal that in. In my testing, I didn't go past lap 120. I would do the halfway pit stop in a couple of laps and that's it. So we'll be in uncharted territory in not too long a time. Corners here, turn 4, just ease it over the line. Just don't want to scrub off any speed. Yeah, only 100 laps to go. So we did it, halfway. Hallelujah. In theory, the first half of the race is more challenging if not for the fatigue and just doing this for so long. The first half would be harder, but second half ends up being challenging just because you got to try to keep it up. A lot like the real race. People get tired, you make stupid mistakes, silly judgment later in the race. So lift a little bit there, make sure they're usually hugging that line in turn 4 if they're going to pit. So that's what I want to look out for. Got 12 seconds on MO, so things are looking alright. I got 5 gallons left. The light's going to come on at any second. There we go. Alright, so we'll pit probably in 4 laps for our 3rd pit stop. First pit stop went pretty poorly. I had to reverse in the pit lane. Second pit stop, I just slowed down kind of early, but I'm okay with that. I stopped on time, ran through all the settings, and back out, and I think that's all I could hope for. It's just my exit on pit stop 2 that was a little scary. This guy a little bit of a second here. Could have probably snuck under him. Less wise me would have just went for it. Alright, 3 gallons, so just a couple more laps. Track's starting to feel, I hesitate to say, but it's starting to feel a little less full. So I'm wondering if attrition is taking hold. right, 2 gallons. I can do one more lap here. There's no real reason to push. I'm going to pit this lap. I got a clear track. I'm going to catch one car, but we're going to pit. Pit because there's nothing, hopefully nothing that would get in my way. Slow down. You can't tell if it's pit guys or other cars. Oh my god, there's a lot of cars in the pits though, so maybe attrition's really coming in. Alright, so we'll stop, fill her up, and away we go. And I'm gonna quickly take a drink of water, because if it wasn't talking, I could just keep going, but I gotta pause for a minute. Oh man. But it's quite the race thus far. Can I look at, yeah, I can look at the standing. So we can look quickly at halfway, and I don't want to pause for too long because I'll get out of it, but I'll quickly scroll down the leaderboard just so everybody can see who's where. And I know folks have been enjoying keeping track of who's still in the race or not, but a lot of laps put on some of the slower cars already. I don't know if it'll say DNF if they're out of the race at this stage. We'll keep going down. So there we go. There's only 26 cars are still in, so there's a few cars out there, but Rick Muir is one of those. All right, but we'll keep going. Go back to our favorite setting, and away we go. All right, so back at it. Let's get back into the pit lane. Come out of the pits, just try to make sure I got cold tires. Slide onto the track. I think I got a clear track. Cold tires though. Turn 3 is the big problem. Right on the line though. All right. Even that quick pause, it like totally gets you out of it. So it's scary to do stuff like that. We'll come to turn 3. I'm gonna let this car have it just because I got cold tires. And now I don't know. Oh, we got a car coming on the low side. My God. 2 cars passing me there. That's way too scary. Broke my rule, I think, for the first time there with cars on the low side of me. We'll come through turn 1. Just pick it back up. No reason to freak out. Just gonna pick things back up and keep it in line. Keep going. I don't know who these 2 cars are, but they're obviously quick. I'm in P2 right now, 12 seconds off of the lead. But I think they got a pit still. Oh, car pitting. See, he didn't even follow the yellow line around the corner, so it's sometimes impossible. I saw somebody said this is a great chill out. I'm happy it's chill for everybody in the chat. I can tell you that I'm the least chill I think I've ever been on a stream. This is more intense than an online race or even the full season of GPL I did. At least I knew how to drive for something like that. This is just like the next level difficult. But happy everybody's here and having a good time. I think I saw just like 300 people watching or something, which is very cool watching a game from 1989. Who would have thought in the year 2021? Alright, so I'm stuck in behind this car, blue and yellow. If I didn't know better, I'd say that's Bobby Rahal, but maybe not. Who raced the Craco car in 1989? I could get around him, but he's also passing lapped cars, so I gotta give it a second here. Ooh, I got Al Unser, I think, behind me again. Al Unser Jr. Oh, that was a sketchy T1. Had to back out of it. I'm ultra conservative now. This is just like, take my time. Just take my time here. Oh, these 3 in front, very slow. See if I can get around the inside. Oh, might be able to get around the yellow car too. There we go. Alright, just waited my turn. That's all you got to do. Through the corner. He's going to try to come back up on me now. Of course. I would imagine that car's got a pit, maybe. Not sure. So here we are, starting lap 110. It's great to see the triple digits. It means I'm not a total scrub at this. But I want to see that 200 laps. I want to get to the end. I really didn't think I'd have a shot to win. The car, I've added quite a bit of downforce because it's just, the Penske specifically is just really unpredictable at low downforce. It's rocket fast, but if you have to adjust the wheel at all, you'll just get sent in a direction. So I cranked on a little more downforce than I think is really needed, just to make sure it was safe. And I didn't think it would be quick enough. I was thinking top 3 at the very best, but we're going for it, I guess. 12 seconds on Emo. That was a weird line. Cars coming in and out of the pits really screw everything up. I imagine it feels that way in the real race too, somewhat. Alright, we'll come through turn 3. I don't know if anybody can hear the very low sounds in the car engine. This is me getting distracted now. I gotta focus. But if you can hear the very low sounds in the car engine, it almost sounds like it's playing a song. I don't know why it does that. It's kind of nice. We're starting to go crazy now. 112 laps into this thing. Alright, maroon car. I remember this one being a little quick. So what I'm scared of now into T1 is that if a car's coming out of the pits there doing this, will result in what happened a couple laps ago, or a couple pit stops ago. But whew, yeah, we did 3 pit stops. That last one went okay. I was a little slow on the entry, but I stayed in front of Emo, so I guess that's all I have to do, is be about that quick. And then just hope for good luck with traffic, honestly. This yellow car is fairly fast. He just came out of the pits, so I imagine he won't be pitting again, even though I chickened out of it there. Oh, he's going to come down low to try to pass this blue car. Alright, see if we can get a pat around this yellow car here. All the yellow cars seem fairly quick. There's just 2 that would be Penske cars, I believe. The Rick Mears, and then in 1989, well, I guess he only had 1 yellow car in 1989. I'm thinking 87, Al Unser was racing. Oh, got a car peeling off there. Past the black one there. Coming up on the white car. A white car. Whoa, that's way too close. I thought about it at the last second. Should I do this? It's all about the pixels. Just gotta keep 1 pixel apart from everything. My God. Hope everybody's ready to see a man go insane. I think the second half of this race is gonna be awful loopy. Your eyes start to just kind of glaze over the piercing sound of the engine. So we should, my original pit marker for this would have been lap 133, and we're gonna blow past that. I don't think we would need a couple more cautions if we had any hope of skipping a pit stop, and I would definitely consider lowering the boost and everything. If that was on the table, but I have a feeling we might just go green to the end here. Alright, we got 2 cars playing games in front of me. Oh, he might be pitting. Yes, I think, hopefully. Yeah. Break my rule there and pass on the outside if they're pitting. Alright, come down the back straightaway. I got these two. Should be able to nip both of them. And before I did the stream, I was thinking about trying to find a copy of this game on eBay. Not really to use that actual copy. It's long abandonware now, but it would be neat to have the physical manual and everything. And it's one of the only Papyrus games, or I guess not to say that, but I do own quite a few of the big box Papyrus games, but not this one. Pretty rare in big box though, and I think the only copies I could find were fairly expensive. So maybe someday I'd like to do a couple more unboxing type videos of some of these old games, because I think the packaging and everything is very cool. It's very nostalgic. Ooh, we'll come through the corner. See if I can squeak below the black car here. There we go. Okay, pass blue. I like how I don't really know whose car is whose, so I'm just calling them the color. So I guess that's what you do. I'm sure many who played this game had no idea that they actually had the real driver roster in here. Right, we're in the lead, 9 seconds, so he is definitely catching. But we'll see if I can get a couple laps without traffic and see how that evens out. If I can keep him over 10 seconds, that'll feel very nice, comfortable. Of course, if there's a yellow flag, it's going to tighten everything up, and I could only hope that there would be traffic between Mo and I. Definitely don't want this to turn into a Mo and Allenser Jr. situation on the final lap, or the few laps to go. We'll swing through the corners here. Very low through turn 4. That's fine to do as long as you don't do too early of an apex, because you absolutely can smack the wall coming out of T4. We saw both of our friends, Ted Meat and Niels, do the same thing. So don't blame him at all. I did it 100 times in practice for this. Could still do it yet in this in this race. Oh, I've had a couple laps here with no cars in front though, which is very nice. Back up to 11 seconds, so in open air I'm quick. It's just getting around traffic. I'm much more conservative than Mo is. With 20 gallons, so we're halfway done this run, this stint. And we'll come to our second to last pit stop, I guess. Really clear track section here. I could do with some more of this. I would be totally okay with a few laps like this. There's a car. So we're not the only one out here. The game didn't suddenly forget about what we were doing. Oh, slow it down. There we go. It's an awkward place to catch somebody on the exit. Do the same here, but I got a better line this time. See if I can squeak under this black car in turn 4. There we go. Alright. Made it past a few lap cars. No small feat on the 124th lap. Right foot starts to feel it a bit. You really don't use it much, so just got to try to keep that pedal down. I did see there is a control for, not speed control, but like auto throttle. Basically, it'll just keep it on or off, which would be interesting to try out, see if that could make this any easier. Because you are on throttle most of the time, and the throttle is digital to begin with, so it has no 50%, you know, you're just on or off, so you could have it be a button, and if all you have to do is click it, that could be an interesting way to drive. Alright, cross the line, start lap 125, starting to count the laps, which is never a good sign. You kind of want to forget about it for a while, and then surprise yourself when it's lap 195 or something. Alright, coming up to a couple cars, very bright colors ahead. Oh, they're fighting with each other, wonderful. I'm going to let them figure this out. It's going to cost me a lot of time to MO, but I just thought the white and red car here might jump up the inside or something. That's unfortunate, but we'll take it. We'll just keep going. MO's 7 seconds behind now. Oh my god. I didn't want this to turn into an actual on-track battle. See if I can keep it up the inside. Past that maroon car again. Dark red. 15 gallons, so getting there on this stint. So 6 seconds up. It's too close. I liked it better when it was 10 seconds, especially with all this traffic I seem to suddenly have. Ooh, my god. Yeah, this is DOSBox ECE edition. Oh man, that was a bit of an overcorrection, which can really catch you out. That was too close. Alright, I gotta really focus in here. Making little mistakes here and there, but that's all it takes. Come up to this blue and yellow car again. Thought I already passed you. Keep the nose right on the line. Okay. He's gonna take that. Thought he might think of doing that. See if I can sneak it up the inside here through turn 2. That's a little scary, but should be okay with driving that low. Alright. My death grip on the wheel starting to get to me a little bit. So we're about 3 laps away from where 4th pit stop should be. But that's good. I got 10 gallons, so we're going to be pretty far ahead, and that'll let us just basically pick where I want the last stop to be based off traffic and everything, which is a nice luxury. As long as there's no yellow. There could always be a yellow flag to throw a wrench in it, but it feels like everybody's got themselves sorted out. See if Indy 500 will throw any kind of wrench at me. Yeah, and seconds closing up. I'm still not going to freak out just yet. So we still have 2 pit stops to go, and so much can happen in that time. I'm also not... I'm never going to be out of the woods, even until I cross that yard of bricks on lap 200. I have to keep my 6 rules at the top of my mind. chasing a red car that's pretty quick, not catching him super fast. Alright. Across the line, start lap 132. So one more lap, that would be the normal pit stop. Those two cautions were really good at the beginning. Got rid of a few cars, and then helped just really ensure the fuel mileage was going to work out. So it's 6.5 seconds. We're pretty much dead even on flat pace. It's the lap traffic, and I can always cinch the belt up and try a bit harder. But I want to finish the race most of all. I don't want to let Emo past, but it's all about getting to the end here, and I want to win. That would be very cool, but it would be also cool to finish. Alright, so this is going to be a little sketchy because at any second this red car could slow down, and I'm going to gotta let off the throttle a little bit there, make sure I'm going to be safe through the corner. There we go, on the low side. So we're good to stop really at any point if I wanted to. But I got 6 gallons, so I can go for a couple more laps at least. Pull up on this bright red car. I feel like I haven't seen this one yet. See if I, on the back straightaway, if I can get below him, that'd be nice. Ooh, got a lapped car coming. I think, yeah. Oh, this is gonna get weird. I'm gonna let him have it. That would have been a good place to pass, but I didn't know if that lapped car was gonna do something weird. Oh, on the low side, fuel lights blinking, all the little distractions. Hopefully now, maybe I can get around him. Ugh, this is too close. This is really holding me up. Oh, a yellow flag. Okay, I gotta pit. Do I pit? I don't know if I should. I mean, I guess I should pit, right? Yikes. I should pit, and it's unfortunate it came out after I passed the pit entrance, but I think, I mean, I'm good on time. It's gonna put me at the back of the pack, though. I don't know what to do. If I pit, I will pit, and I won't have to pit under the green flag, which is good for speed, but I'm gonna be at the very, very back of the pack. Yeah, I gotta pit. I know I do, but it makes me frightened now that I'm gonna be dead last behind all of the cars when the green comes out. So we're gonna pit. Don't worry, everybody will pit. But man, it sucks. Of course it's something, there's always something with the Indy 500, and especially this dang game. Just when I thought I was getting processional. Alright, coming to the pits. There's a lot of cars in here. I hope nobody's gonna pull out in front of me. Oh, there's a spun car. What the hell? Okay, we'll come down to the pit stall. Just look for my box right behind another car. Is that enough? No. Oh no, this is bad. Try to back into it. Okay, it doesn't like me turning when backing up. Oh man, I'm losing so much time. Alright, we'll fill her up. Get away. Come on, get out of there. Whoa, that was almost bad. Oh my god. Another car flying past me in the pits. That was... I can't even commentate on it. It's so sketchy. Okay, I think I made it out in one piece. Who knows what position I'm in. Yeah, somebody crashed in the pits, which is a great time to go pitting. I guess I didn't have any kind of closed pit rules. Just keep my eyes on the track, make sure there's no cars also stopped out on the circuit. That was a messy pit stop, but the car, I didn't want to turn in because I didn't know if I was going to stop in time, and the car parked directly in front of my stall, which I have a feeling is going to be there next time too. Make the last pit stop pretty interesting. Oh man. Alright, so let's take a quick look at the leaderboard while we're pacing. So I am in first still maybe, but there's only 3 cars on the lead lap, so assuming I can finish, I think we're going to get a top 3. Oh my god! Oh my god! I don't know if anybody saw that, because I sure didn't till the last second. Oh my god, that car stopped in the middle of the track. That is very similar to the thing that got Niels out. Because under caution you get this laxed perspective on things. Oh my god. Well, that hopefully, oh my god, I had so many scary events in this race so far. Yeah, that was, I very much almost pulled a Niels there. That was way too scary. Okay, we're no worse for wear. I got full fuel, new tires, gonna be a little slow on the start, a little sketchy. I gotta pass about 100 cars, which in itself is going to be the death of me, if not in the sim, in real life. And then if I can somehow manage to pass everybody here, I will just try to get flat out and see where I am. It says I'm 1 second ahead of Emo, and it's just me and Emo and one other car in the lead lap. So now I gotta keep an eye open for this stopped car here. There it is. My god. Yeah, I mean, I talked about it in the beginning before we started. The main thing is the randomness and the fact that you can't tell when things are coming towards you. It's not the draw distance, it's the fact that you've only got 320 pixels or 200 pixels to work with vertically that make this, it's scaled up for the YouTube video, but this game runs at 320 by 200, I believe, so it's not a lot of real estate to draw everything. But that was so sketchy. Hopefully they clean that car up, please. Never seen them leave a car on the track, but what else have I not learned about Indy 500 at this point? So this is going to be the sketchiest start here at the 140 laps into the race. Just not what you want to have to try to pass at least 10 lapped cars here, with second place right behind me, apparently 1 second. Maybe a few cars. He's definitely not the car behind me, but he's a few cars back. I lucked out majorly with that stopped car though. Can't be much luckier than that, so I might have drained the luck counter at this stage. So we'll come by again. I'll have to stay in line, I guess. Oh, green flag. I hope that car's cleaned up. Yeah, it looks like it is. Okay, so we'll come down low. I gotta take my time here. I know people will hate it if he gets by me, but it's more important to survive. Oh, there he is. So Emo's right on me now. Right on me. Come down the back straightaway. Too many cars. Oh my god, this is so sketchy. Too sketchy, but we'll just try to get by a few of them there. Build up a little bit of a gap. I got 3 wide in front of me, so I'm not going to be able to do anything with this. Oh, understeering so much. Got that full fuel. Cold tires. Okay. I see 3 cars, but I might have got through the bulk of that lap pack. Okay. So I'm 2 seconds. Okay. I pulled out a slight bit on Emo. Oh, car's very understeery there for a second. Alright, come down the back straightaway. Should be able to get by this one car here. Yeah, the tires are good now. I dodged a major bullet there, ladies and gentlemen. There's still many bullets to go, but car stopped in the pit lane, car immediately in front of my pit stall, car stopped in the middle of the track, restart from behind 10 lap cars. What else does this thing got? What has it got for me? I'm probably going to end just by tapping the wall or something, but I feel pretty good getting through all that. Ammo is right there too. I can't really go any quicker than I'm going right now, so it's going to be interesting here. So catching this yellow and white car. Maybe be able to pass him on the front straightaway. It's very fast. Oh, there we go. Oh, understeering. Oh, I had to get out of it so much there. Oh, and Emo's right on me now. Oh, why am I understeering so much? He's gonna come around the inside. Oh no. Oh, and the yellow car too. No. Oh, I gave up the lead. I don't know why the car got so understeery in turn 1. I maybe just took the line wrong, but just saving it's a good thing. But I'm in second now. Maybe gotta change my rear roll bar. Okay, well, still got 60 or 58 laps to go. I won't say it's over yet, but Emo, gosh, how did he get by me? It's the yellow flag, really. I had, one stage I had like a 15-second lead on him. I mean, that's the last straw the game wants to throw at me, is that AI is going to actually be really competitive too, because it's a lot of these older games, the AI is quite easy if you're good at it, but this one you have to have proper luck and race strategy and be good to have any shot at winning a race here. And I might just have a little too much wing on the car. I don't want to change anything at this stage. There's not as much lap traffic anymore though. I still got one pit stop left. I don't know, what do I do? What do I do? Just I don't want to break my rules yet, because it was all about finishing. I'm getting a little greedy, having been up front for most of the race. There's plenty of time for something to happen to Emo too. But just relying on him breaking down or something feels like the luck I don't have at this stage. Yeah, just gonna keep pushing. I'm flat out, boost at 9. He's somehow quicker now without traffic, which before I was. I could only hope that he's like off strategy or something. Down low on this white car, easy enough. All right. I guess I didn't include anything about winning in my 6 key tactics. It was all about finishing. Well, let's put it this way. If I don't win, that'll leave something on the table for Niels or Ted Meat to try again. So let's just keep at it. You never know what's going to happen here. There's plenty of laps to go. Still a pit stop in front of me. Never finished a race in Indianapolis 500, the full distance. Oh, car crashing. Oh my god. Oh, another one stopped. That was Emo. I don't want to see him crash, but oh, there it is. There it is. Come on. Why is my car so slow now? Oh my god. That's the break I needed. Oh, he crashed into a laps car. He just went a little too fast. He went over that edge. Oh, it keeps happening. It keeps happening. I saw that big yellow and red ball, and I knew that was not a car. Was it little Al and Emo? It's turn 2. It's not exactly perfect, but my god. Oh, this race has everything, doesn't it? Oh man. I gotta try to make it through the wreck this time by. It's no small feat either. I gotta try to navigate the wreckage here. So everybody cross your fingers for that. That's insane. If that was Emo or and Little Al crashing together. Yeah, I hope the debris is just visual. I've never cut a tire. That would just be cruel. It's 1 pixel wide. Alright, so come down out of turn 2. Not seeing anything just yet. Keep it in the middle of the track. I can go to either side if there's some wreckage. I did do one race here where the complete track was blocked. Oh my god. Like that, somewhat. And there's Emo on the outside. Okay, I'm gonna go low next time by on both of those. That was a sim has everything. I hope people are seeing, if you've stuck with me thus far, and I guess there's like 300 something people in here. Some of you have. I hope you're seeing just the level of detail that was put into a game in 1989. And if you think about other stuff that people were racing then, they don't have anything on this. I know it's one track, it's an oval track, it's just a few cars, and I think that's a reason why this wasn't the mega success that it could have been. But for anybody in the know, this is a special game, special sim for sure. Dave Kemmer really outdid himself and showed the world who he was with this. That's for sure. All right, so we're coming to the line. So it's going to be we're on lap 149. I don't think it'll go green just yet, but I'll get my thumb ready on the old boost button. I'm not sure who's in second. I don't want to dare touching anything. Just in case the green flag comes out or there's a car, randomly stopped in the track or something like that. So I'm going to keep it down low this time. I was lucky to make it by Little Al last time through. Car is perpendicular on the racetrack. There he is. Just come down low. Should be able to scoot by right on the grass. Whew, it's sketchy no matter what. But one car is picked up, so I think we'll go green here pretty soon. It's going to be 50 laps to go, so we're 75% into this thing. My main competition's out of it. It's all about just getting to the finish line. And that's what it's been for the whole thing. I knew if I can finish this race, I will definitely finish up front. Wasn't certain how easy it would be to win, but... Alright, so we'll just wait for that green flag. I can imagine it's going to be any moment, and I'll hit that boost button, and away we'll go. We got 28 gallons remaining. It's quite a lot of fuel. Once we get past lap 170, I can really pit at any point. I could try to do something weird where I figure out how much fuel I could take, but I'm just going to go full fuel for the end. I'm going to have cold tires here on the start too, so I got to keep that in mind. Make sure the car doesn't oversteer into the corner, or understeer rather, into the corner. Come on, it should be any second now, I'd imagine. It's going to start me right in the middle of the corner too, I bet. No pace cars and stuff just yet. That's not implemented. Maybe we'll go around again. I don't know. There was 2 cars to clean up. Alright, well, he's still there, so not going to go green just yet. Oh my god, it's too close to the edges. Emo's car is gone though, so... Alright, I have a feeling this could be it. Hopefully the final run, although I don't mind starting out front after a yellow. It's a nice, I guess, quick break. Find very few moments where you can take any ease in racing this game. There we go, green flag, boost 9. Let's do it. So just gotta make sure I get these corners smooth. Doesn't look like I have any cars right behind me, so I can take it a little easier. Come into the first turn. Just lifted the throttle a little bit. Make sure we're gonna get through there nice and easy. Oh, I got a car coming up behind me though. Who's that? I gotta back out a little bit. I was gonna understeer there. Let him go around me, I guess. Side by side is not what I want. It's green car. I think he was up front. I hope there's not somebody coming to take Emo's spot. He might be on lower fuel than me or something. Here comes another one. So I'm getting passed, which is not ideal because it's sketchy as ever. Alright, just try to settle in. I don't know why these three are in such a rush. Come across the line, see where I am. To second place is all that really matters. I don't care if these cars get around me at this stage. So 5.8 seconds. Is it Fabi in the Porsche? Porsche's not modeled in this game, but... Alright, tires are up to temperature, so it's really all about just trying to navigate these cars. They're quick, actually. Hopefully they don't hit each other, or the wall, or me. Ah, they don't get cold tires, do they? That would make sense. You gotta think, it's a lot to calculate. And those are most of the advancements that came in, you know, IndyCar 1, IndyCar 2. Obviously the graphics a bit, but the driving itself, I mean, obviously digital throttle, but it's not bad. If you can get over the resolution. Coming to the turn, so I'm 6.6 seconds up, so I'm pulling out just ever so slightly on second place. I think it's Danny Sullivan. Alright, come out of turn 4. Oh, on the inside. I'm just not going to get there in time. I'll let him have it one more time. Come on. 7.1. I'm pulling out still, so there's no rush here at all. It's all about pacing. It's all about just getting there. So I'm majorly nervous for the final pit stop. Let's see, maybe this time I'll get this guy. Majorly nervous for the final pit stop because I think there's a car just parked right in front of my pit stall, which means I gotta stop on a dime. Oh, here he comes again on the outside. God, I really don't want to be fighting with a lapped car here. It's like not what I want. I can't slipstream. If he slows down at any second, I'll have literally no warning. The pit stop's going to be really sketchy. Alright, coming up on a lapped car now, a really slow one. No dramas there though. So up to 8 seconds. I'm still pulling away even though I'm flirting with this car in front of me. So there's really no reason for me to chance it at all. Car in front of me's got a really high-pitched engine note. on the low side. Maybe I'll get around him this time. All the way near the grass. We're coming up on a slow car too, which is just great. Yeah, able to get by him. Coming into turn 3. Really have to get out of it there under that gray and blue car. Ugh. Making it work though. Alright. So across the line, lap 158. Got 19 gallons of fuel left. We're looking good. We're looking good here. The inside of this green car. No issues at all. So we're up to 8.1 seconds. I got too close to the wall there. A little scary. Alright, let's see what I'm at this time. I'd love that to be more than 10 seconds if I go into the pits, or when I go into the pits. 8.8. Still gaining. Car feels really good now. Just gonna have this sporadic lapped car and this red car to handle, who's very quick. Coming to turn 4. Have to let it off a little bit. I don't know if he's gonna pit. Doesn't seem like it. Oh, okay, come on. All right, 40 laps to go. Still at 8.8 seconds, so things are going all right. Let off just a second there so I can spot the entry, get around the lap car up the inside. So about 10 more laps and I can choose when to pit, which is good. And I'll just want to pick a time where it doesn't feel like other cars are pitting, firstly, and whoa, come on the low side there. My God, that was a little sketch. Let the focus down for just a second. I can't do it. What's up, Cody? I shouldn't be looking at the chat, but nice to see you here. Oh, come through the turn. The white car. It's one of the last slow cars left. I think the cars that did retire from the front took out some of the really slow lapped cars, which is nice, I guess. 10.2 seconds now up on second, so we're doing it. Come through turn 4. Just want to wait a second. Make sure nobody's going to try to pit in front of me. There we go. Up the inside. No, I'm not changing the setup at all for the last stint. I know I could go aggressive. I could lower the wings. I could take less fuel. I'm pulling away from second place right now with my normal setup, doing my normal thing that I've done for 163 laps at this point, so I'm sticking with it. Just flirting with that yellow line through the corners. Oh, car in front making a pretty daring pass on this blue car there in turn 2. It's neat though, you know, I talk about I'm going to keep the same setup. just, you got to think about having the option to do something like that. We take it for granted now that it's every sim has these features, but this was the first sim. Oh man, alright, so we're coming up to it. 165 laps in the books. We're on the 165th. Got 10 gallons left. So I'm closing in on this red car, and he's almost the same speed as me, so it's going to be a little dicey here. We'll have to see. You're going to catch a couple lapped cars as well. Alright. Oh, a couple lap cars fighting ahead, of course. Just give it time, give it time. I got no reason. I got 12 seconds on Sullivan. No reason to do something silly here. Pass this car easily. Just want to make sure these guys aren't going to pit. Okay, he wasn't, but he was on the low side. But we'll just whisk by him. I lost a lot of time there, but it's worth it. It is worth it. I really thought the race was over when Emo got past. The race for the win, anyway. Sim giveth, definitely. It's how the heck did that happen? He ran into Allenser Jr. at the 500 in 1989. Tell me that's not a routine programmed into the game. I don't think it is, but it's just funny that that happened. Alright, come on the low side. So we're on lap 168. Got one more stint left after this. Oh, red car's pitting. That's good. That's good, because I can go a few more laps. And I don't have to worry about passing him, which is nice. Does mean there might be some cars in the pits when I need to pit too, which is scary. You saw them under that weird yellow flag pit stop I did, if you want to call that a pit stop. You saw how fast the cars were flying by. And you can definitely get hit by them. Don't worry about it. They don't stop that from happening. Okay, fuel lights on, so just 4 more laps or so. I'm gonna go. I could have pit actually a couple laps ago and still made it to the end, but let's just sight a good lap. Hopefully there's no cars in the pit lane. I know I don't have anybody directly behind me, so this might be a good lap to pit. I might do it this lap. I might do it this lap just because there's nobody directly behind me. So hopefully I don't get run over. Got this one black car coming in a T3. Lift a little bit there. Go on the low side. Alright, here we go. Off the throttle. On the brakes a bit. Let's try to get it nice and straight into the pit lane. Just don't pull out in front of me, anybody. I gotta spot my pit stall. It's right here. Oh, like smooth butter. All right, fuel it up. That was a weird thing to say. Here we go. I can't control my speech. Oh, okay, so we got away. Just gotta get out cleanly. Please, 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 please. Come onto the track. There we go. All right, I got cold tires. I just need to be careful, especially coming into T3 here. All right. All right. So, I don't see anybody directly in front. Car feels good. Able to get through the corner there. Tires are going to come up to temperature now. I stopped in the pit stall that time. Chef's kiss. It couldn't have gone much better than that, especially with all the cars around. All right, so we just got this last stint. 28 laps to go. Cross your finger. Cross everything you own that an AI car doesn't do anything silly, cause a caution. I am in P2, but I think Sullivan in front of me's got a pit. Alright, come to the line then. 5 pit stops without getting run into is very much a luck. And if nothing else, if anything else happens, I have exceeded the amount of luck that I thought I was going to get in this run. We'll come up to this red and white car here. Very fast on the straightaway. Just give it a second. Wasn't right. It wasn't right that time. I should have a great lead on Danny Sullivan once he pits, obviously. Cars side by side. Gotta get out of it again. Ooh. Car got a little weird on the bottom there. Once you get on the flat part of the track way under the line, it does upset the car. And that's how Danny Sullivan actually spun when he had his spin and win. He went way below the line, car bottomed out, or just got weird on the suspension. He got a lot of stagger and turn just built into these cars, so it's fairly easy for something to upset it, especially if you have to turn the wrong way. All right, 25 laps to go. That's going to be the longest 25 laps of the day, for sure. Just give this guy a little extra time. So I pass him on the straightaway. 6 seconds now. I hope he has to pit. He has to pit, because the caution flag and everything was way before that. Oh, these two gonna slow me way down. Okay, we just gotta try to take it nice and easy now on the inside. Had to back out so much from that. That was no good. I'm back to 7 seconds now. Come on. 7 seconds should be extremely easy with the pit stop involved, but if somehow he doesn't have to pit, that's gonna be wild. All right. Hands are so sweaty now on the wheel. It's like just gripping nonstop for over 2 hours. We'll do that, I guess. Just gotta keep focused. Remember my 6 key metrics for finishing the Indy 500. They're right above my head, right above the chat. I gotta focus, I gotta pass on the inside, I gotta think about what's next to finish. I gotta avoid incidents, I gotta be fast at the right times, and I just need to hope for some good luck. And so far, good luck's been with me. There's been some hell of a close calls during this thing. Never mind some of my competitors taking themselves out of the race. So however this finishes, I'm super happy to get to lap 177. Hopefully I can get to lap 200, and we'll just see what happens with Sullivan here. He's got a pit. He's definitely got a pit. He's just making me sweat. He's hoping for a yellow flag, I bet. That's a smart thing to do. I should have maybe run as long as I could have. Hey, if Jimmy Broadbent wants to send me some gloves, I would use them for something like this. Alright, if we come through turn 4 then, just roll right above the line. I'm trying not to scrub off speed. Just trying to be quick. He's actually very quick right now, which would make sense if he's got light fuel. But it's annoying that he's pulling out time on me. And I'm running these clean laps. Ooh, that was very close. Don't want to do that. Alright, so come to the line, lap 180. It's getting there. I'm just thinking through everything that could possibly go wrong right now. Stream quitting, game crashing, me just messing up. It's all the things you think through at the end of a long race. Alright, black car here. Just let him have this corner. Seems like he's going to be fast enough to keep it. So I pulled in a couple seconds there on Sullivan, so maybe he got stuck in some traffic or something like that. Right. Hope for a quiet end of the race, but you never know. You never ever know. Ooh. That was staring. I should have actually waited for that, because if he was pitting, that would have been race over. P1. Oh. Thanks, David. I didn't even notice. My God, I'm so focused on the time. It's behind me now. Oh, and it's Guerrero? What's going on? What's going on, Sullivan? Did he pit? Is Guerrero in front of him now? Or Teo Fabi, rather. Alright, we'll stay on the low side. Pass these two, hopefully. There we go. Alright. Come to the line. I don't know what's going on behind me. If I'm a lap ahead, we're going slow to the finish. And I think I might be for some reason. So I don't want to change much about what I'm doing because it's clearly working, but I'm not going to change anything. I was thinking about going down on boost, but why would I do that? Why would I do that? One lap advantage is, I mean, skill alone, right? But no doubt my competitors have had some major issues in this one. But it's the Indy 500, man. It's not the Indy 400, the Indy 300. You got to do all 500 miles. Heard some weird sounds there for a second. Hopefully not my car. Oh, I see a car coming up. This feels more like practice. When you go out for practice in this game, there's only like 5 or 6 cars on the circuit, and I guess this late in the race, that might be what there's left. If Fabi's in second now for some reason. All right, we'll pass this black and red car there, no problem. All right, I got one car coming up in front. But 15 laps to go. 15 laps to go. It's going to be the longest 15 laps ever. I got plenty of fuel. I got a great lead. There's no reason to risk anything. I just got to keep the car between the walls and not hit anything. Thanks so much for everybody for watching this. I think I got quite a few folks in here now. And thanks Ted Meat, thanks Niels for giving me this idea. It's such a fun game to try to do good at. It's fun to play these old games and try to be good at them. Ted's done quite a few videos on this, so if you're interested in more Indy 500 stuff, I put a link to one of his videos in the description. Ooh, that was a weird line. Put a link to one of his videos in the description of the video, so check that out. That's his attempt at this, but he's got other videos on it as well. Alright, past the line there, staying so clear of the walls. There's no reason to. There's no cars left, which I didn't really anticipate, but I mean, of course I'm going to catch one at some point, and it's probably going to end my race, but right now, it's like clear sailing here. I don't mind it. I definitely do not mind. Clocking off times over 2:20. Alright, right on the line there. Oh, I still got Ted with me here. Alright, we'll come through turn 2. We got one car in front here. It's the white one. Should be easy to pass. Probably going to catch it at a terrible time, though. Nope, able to pass him on the straightaway. That's what I like. Come on. Let's keep it going. Blue car coming up. So we're going to hit some lap traffic here as we're nearing 10 to go. Alright. Oh my god. Felt like I was going for the pit wall that time. Alright, come out of turn 2. Through turn 3. Every corner is like my life flashing before me. Did I get the line right? I can imagine in the real race, maybe you don't exactly know what lap it is, or especially back in these days. And that being a blessing in some ways. I'll let this guy have this corner. Seems like I actually get good speed in the short chutes. Ooh, a car on the low side too. Alright. Well, let's just give them a second here, sort themselves out. I don't want to be part of your mess. I can create enough of my own mess, thank you. Alright. Crisis averted. Continue on. So 10 laps to go. I didn't think I'd get to this point, honestly. I gotta crash out on like lap 199, leave the competition open. It is kind of scary letting off the throttle because the car handles way differently. It likes to turn better. Alright. The back straight away. See if I can duck it under the green car here. Kind of sketchy for the last 10 laps, but whatever. It's the way we do things. Alright, come through turn 1 then. So I'm pulling up on this yellow and red car, which I know is not the slowest car. So I'll let him have turn 2, and then hopefully I can get him on the back straightaway. Okay, right against the grass. Oh my god. Alright, coming out of turn 4. Come to the line. Start lap 193. We're up there. The pain is almost over. Regardless, 193 laps in a 1989 simming the full 1989 Indy 500. I can't think of a better way to spend this rainy Saturday here, so thank you all so much for watching this. I hope it's brought back some memories for some, or enlightened a few to some of the cool stuff that's out there. Okay, come across the line. I'm going to pass this black car. I'm going to let off the throttle a little bit. This orange one have the line here through turns 1 and 2. Might be John Cock again. We'll get him on the back straightaway, where it's safe to pass. I've pretty much got a full lap on Fabi. But for much of the race, it was pretty competitive. I had Michael Andretti at the start up front. Rick Mears, luckily for myself, crashed himself out really early. Emerson Fittipaldi got around me on a restart and then took himself out by hitting Allenser Jr., mimicking the real 1989 Indy 500. And I come through the smoke and dust, avoiding all the carnage. To resume the lead, Danny Sullivan there, flirting back and forth with me on the pit stops. But now, I don't know what happened to Danny Sullivan, maybe some kind of issue. Hopefully we'll get to look at the full results after the race. But 5 laps to go. Hopefully no yellow flags, hopefully no dramas here with cars crashing in front of me or something. It should just be flat out to the end. Coming up on a blue car here. Blue and a white car. I'm going to give it a second here. Lose a lot of time, but I got no reason to take any kind of risks. No, come on. Ooh, and I got a car coming down low. That's going to be Fabi. He's going to get his lap back, but that's fine. I don't care. Oh, man. That was almost in the wall. Oh, come on, come on, come on. That's what happens when you do something slightly different. I almost threw the car in the wall. So Fabi got around me, but he's got to get a whole other lap on me, and there's only a few to go. Oh, one final scare for us there. My God. I just want to leave a big amount of space below me for Fabi to get by, because I have been hit. We're going to be fine on gas, don't worry. Alright, so we're coming up on another lapped car. I got Fabi in front of me, but it might be just following him to the finish at this stage. I don't see any reason to try a move. Oh man, alright, coming up to lap 198. I don't know. I got another lapped car coming up. Teo's slowing down a little bit. I'm going to do the same thing. Here we go, coming through turns 2 on the low side. Just take that lap car, nice and easy. Nice and easy here into turn 3. Car's feeling really good right now. It's like the perfect amount of fuel for the speed and the tires and everything. Happy I went with a little more wing on the setup. I think less, I would have been quicker, but obviously it didn't need to be. Only going to be one other car in the lead lap with me, so played this one out right. I guarantee you though, if you race this, your race will look dramatically different. The sim has so many different variables, and the RNG, I guess we'll use a speedrunning term, the RNG is insane. So we'll come down the back straightaway. I got this red and white car. I'm going to let him take corners 3 and 4. Just in case he happens to be jumping in the pits here on the final lap. Alright, but one more lap to go. Come around the red and white car. Come to the start-finish line. One more lap to go. White flag is out. Oh man, never seen it. Coming up to a green car here. We should be able to get through by him in the short chute into turn 2. All the way down under the yellow line. All the way down under the yellow line. Just the 2 more corners to go. Going down to T3. Oh, fuel light scaring me there for a second, but we don't need to worry about it coming through turn number 4. Oh, is it too early for a fist pump? Coming to the line, completing first try on the stream, completing the Indy 500 with a win. Oh my God. I didn't think I was gonna do it. Oh my God, and there's 550 people in here. What the hell? There it is. There it is. It was not easy, Ted. It was not easy at all. My God. Oh, Salary Man, thank you so much. Oh, there comes a car. Forgot I could be knocked out. I'm the Indy 500 winner, I guess. That's probably the best thing I've ever done with sim racing, and it's in the oldest game of all. Oh, gee, thank you. And Richie takes the win. Yes, I know. So exciting. I just don't want to stop. I'm gonna keep going around. Why not? I think there might be some kind of graphic that you get when you win. I can't believe I finished the race though. First half of that race was really hard. The second half is more of a mental thing once you get the hang of it, but I stand by those 6 rules I made. Focus. You gotta focus the whole time, you know? That's the biggest one of all. My God. David, thanks so much. Yeah. David Land, everybody. I guess you wouldn't miss any kind of Indy 500 related anything, but glad you were here for it too, man. I don't want to exit out. I guess I'll go into the pits this time by. Yeah, I'm excited I did that. I mean, I guess at this point I never need to play this again. That was crazy. Oh, Roman, thank you so much. What an achievement. I mean, yeah, it feels like an achievement to me. I don't know if everybody will think the same, but Jesse, oh my God, $20, legend. I guess so. I mean, I'm not the first one to do it. There's plenty of videos out there of people winning and beating the race, but I think I might be the first one to ever live stream it. But we'll come down to the pit lane. I gotta try to find the victory lane here. I gotta try to find it. Let's see. Had enough gas there to do a lap for the fans, wave to everybody. Guess we'll come down to the pit stall and see the guys. They probably didn't model victory lane because they didn't think anybody would ever get to it, honestly. We'll come here. I think my pit stall is right up ahead. All right, coming to the pits. I wonder if you get any, I think you get some kind of graphic, right? Whoa, run a little long. There it is. I'm going to leave it here for a second. I'm going to be back in 1 minute, but enjoy the music, enjoy the victory photo. I had to make sure I had milk in the house for this. I optimistically purchased some milk to make sure I would have some. And I'm missing some donations. I'll get to those in just a second, but it's not going to be the same as drinking it from the bottle, but you got to drink the milk, right? It tastes better than ever. My God. You gotta drink milk if you win the Indy 500. Come on. Oh my gosh. What did I miss here? I can't. Thanks for watching this. It's like crazy to be able to. I do these same things just on my own for fun. And so it's fun to have 500 people want to watch. Great indoors. Are you going to celebrate with some milk? Well, I did. There you go. I was ahead of the game. And Mikey Nanez, thank you so much. Oh, Sniper 919. Okay, thanks. Thanks, man, for $5. That's so nice. What do I do now? I'll go back to, for folks that weren't necessarily here. Well, let's see what happens after you win. Real quick. Let's go back to the sim. Oh, there's another one. I don't think my girlfriend would be very happy with me if I dumped milk on myself in my desk chair. It's good though. I've never enjoyed a glass of milk so much. Charlie, thank you so much. Fantastic win. I love your content. Keep up the amazing work. Yeah, I got so much stuff planned that I want to do. It's just a matter of time, honestly. But it'll all get done eventually. Turn the music down a little bit. Oh my god. I appreciate it. I appreciate all the thanks and everything. It's definitely an achievement. Definitely an achievement to finish the whole race. Oh man, there's one more too. What? Oh, who's interviewing me? I don't know who that would be representing. Is David Land still here? He would know. Harvey in the chat says, do it again. I guess that's what I would have to do next, right? No, there's no way I'm doing it again. Not today. This might be the only sim racing I do this weekend, to be honest. Oh, man. How about a guest online race with this? Well, you can't do online with this game, but I do want to do more online racing for sure. And so that'll definitely happen. Oh, what do we get for an instant replay? Is it going to give us the whole race here? Oh, this is me just coming down to the my pit stall. But that's the race overall. So I appreciate everybody jumping in and joining and watching this. I hope it was fun. I really didn't think I was going to complete the full 500 miles in one go. I thought I might actually start a few of them and then maybe one would work out to like halfway or something. But yeah, I don't think I can top that. So I'm going to leave everybody there. I don't think I can show you the standings, but let me see if I can real quick. And if anybody knows how, I'm afraid to click anything really. I can resume driving. So yeah, let's take a quick look through the standings. Thank you. Oh, I'm gonna crash the car. For some reason, the car just started going backwards at a very high speed, but I didn't crash it. So we'll take a quick look through the standings. And so I'm going to actually pull open as well the 1989 Indy 500 results, and maybe I can figure out who a couple of these guys are. So let's see here. IndyCar. Just pull open the racing reference results. No, I guess that would be under kart, right? Always got to have racing reference at a moment's notice for things like this. All right, but we'll take a look here. So, car number 17, which I don't think was in the real race. I hope not. I hope I didn't take somebody's ride. But car 17 tried to qualify. So Tony Bettenhausen Jr. drove car number 17. And so, I definitely didn't have the Lola Cosworth he did. I had the Penske Cosworth. We'll say it's Phil Kruger's backup car. But, all right, so I finished P1, no doubts there. Number 8, that would be Teo Fabi, did finish behind me. And he was driving the March Porsche in real life. And then in P3, we had the number 7 car. It was Tom Sneva. So Sneva finished P3 is pretty good. Not too bad. we'll go down further in the results. 30 car finished up in 4th position. Raul Boisel. So that would be the Domino's car, right? That Raul Boisel had. So pretty cool. It's red and blue in the game. And then in P5 we have the 15 car, which is not. Oh, it's not in my results. So, who drove the 15? Do you think it was maybe the 1988 race? Let me just check real quick. Because when did this come out in 1989? Did they have the most recent race? Let's just check it if in '88 there was a number 7 or 15. Take a look though. Jim Crawford. So I think this is the 88 grid. So let's just make sure we had everybody right. The 30. I think most of the cars stayed the same, at least for the top few cars. 8 being Teo Fabi. Yeah. So we're on track again. But number 15. So this is the 88 grid. We were simming the wrong race the whole time, everybody. Oh my God. I know the game came out in 1989, but Jim Crawford wasn't in the 1989 race. Do I need to look again? I could very much have it wrong. I just did 500 miles, so give me a quick break. Oh, it was Jim Crawford. You're right. Everybody's right. We're still in the right year. That's honestly better that I did the right year the whole time I was streaming. All right, so go down to P6 then, the 99 car. Gary Bettenhausen. That's a good finish for Gary. I know he had some issues at the Speedway over the years as well. Finished my milk there. Victory milk. 70. John Andretti finished P7. That's awesome. So P7 is John Andretti. P8. Let's see here. The 11 car. Nope. Kevin Kogan. So Kogan actually finished the race. He didn't hit the pit wall on lap 3 like he did in real life. So that's pretty good. 56 car finishing in 9th position. That's Tero Palmroth. I don't have that right. Tero Palmroth. I don't know much about Tero. Interesting. And then if we keep going, number 14, obviously it's AJ Foyt, finished P10. Not too bad. He finished 5th in real life, so he had a quick month for pretty late in his career. 33 car then finished in P11. Let's see here. Rocky Moran. And Rocky Moran, that's a guy, he raced somewhat recently again, didn't he? Let me just check real quick. But I'm pretty sure he's the guy that, out of nowhere, got a ride. Well, who am I thinking of? Not Rocky Moran then, because he hasn't raced since 1994. I'm thinking of somebody else. All right, we'll keep going, though. Rocky Moran finishing P10, or P11. The 81 car. Let's see who we got. Bill Vukovic, the 3rd. So he finished in P12. The 1 car stalled, and that was Danny Sullivan. Ooh, poor sunglasses Danny. Stalled the car at one stage. The 71 car finished in 14th. 25 laps down. Oh my God. I don't feel like I lapped cars 25 times, but I must have. But who is it in the 71 here? Ludwig Heimrath Jr. in the 71. 65 car finishing in P15. Take a quick look. 65 is a funny number. I'm not seeing any 65s. All right, so, oh no, John Jones. My eyes are so bad. So John Jones with the 65 car. Halfway through the grid. 50 car. Davy Jones, so the Joneses in 15th and 16th. I guess I was able to keep up with them. Bad joke. The 91 car in 17th position. Gordon Johncock. David, it's not Buddy yet. A few more years, but Gordon Johncock there. Gordon Johncock able to finish in P17, but it had a CV joint. So we're getting into the retirements now. The 20 car had a crash. That's Emerson Fittipaldi, and he crashed into the 2 car, which was Alan Sir Jr. He did it. That's insane. If for nothing else, screw my my achievement here, winning the full race. I just simulated the 1989 Indy 500 like tit for tat. That's so funny. That is so funny. All right, we'll keep going down though. The 18 car. Yeah, a lot of the quick guys really crashed out, but that's Bobby Ray Hall. He had a crash. The 25 car finishing in P21. Let's see here. That's Al Unser, senior. So he finished with an engine issue. Man, that's so funny that they crashed into each other. Scott Pruitt, he was in that darker car, finishing 22nd with a CV joint. Man, many cars retired right towards the end. That's pretty crazy. All right. The 12 car finishing in 23rd. This is cool that it lets you go through the whole grid. But Didier Thays, he raced. I didn't even know he raced Indy. So he finished 23rd. The 86 car here had a crash. A lot of CV joints. Somebody's got to work on those. The crash here with the 86 car, it was Dominic Dobson. The 28 car had an ignition issue. It's Randy Lewis. In 26th position was the 24 car. Let's see here. That was Pancho Carter. He had an engine issue. And then we get back to the end. So the 5 car, which Mario Andretti had a bearing issue. I don't think I saw him very much. Although I was battling with Michael, I believe, in the beginning of the race. The 10 car, I believe, that is our friend Derek Daly. Yep. He finished in 28th with an engine issue. In 29th, the 9 car here, Ari Leyendijk with a clutch issue. So many mechanicals. 69 car, Bernard Jourdain finishing in 30th, right towards the end now. 22 car had a crash. Who was this? Scott Brayton. So Scott Brayton finishing right at the back there. Michael Andretti finishing in 32nd. I know that much. I've learned one. And then last place, Rick Mears in the 4 car had a crash to start the race. Man, cool grid, cool race finish, but neat that we can go through the whole standings and everything. So I think that's it for Indy 500. I think I've done it all. It was an exciting race. It was super challenging. I'll be happy to do something a bit easier than this for the next one, but I can't appreciate enough everybody coming out and watching the stream. I want to do more of these in the future, and yeah, thank you so much, and I guess I'll see everybody again in the next thing, whatever it ends up being. But yeah, thank you so much. See y'all later. Have a good rest of your day, your weekend. See ya.